well, around my bones. Anyways. Like, I do have to say, that background ambient music is just... I love it. I really love it. Okay, last case, the Angel of Death. About 2.5 hours in. We have already been to a few sites of the investigation. You open one eye. Your back aches. You'd like to close your eyes and go back to sleep. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Night 3. Wow. Okay, yeah, right. There we go. There we are. Perfect. I have a full tank. I could actually drive... Yeah, so this is what we did the last time. I was there. That was nothing. That was the church. So we have... Just to give you a quick overview. There's a killer in Paris. They have attacked us. We were the last victim. And they did not kill us because we were apparently not actually what they were looking for to kill. It was just by coincidence that we were at the wrong time, wrong place. And apparently we have a brother who was a terrorist. Apparently we also dealt drugs and like were with the bad influence and bad neighborhood and what Marseille, you know it. And yeah, since we are also an immigrant, the detective and the detectives department have kind of decided if we don't help him, or if we don't help them catch the killer by driving around and having that obvious connection, you know how it is in real life. We just drive around and get some evidence because we are somehow totally having a connection with the killer. And yeah, this is basically what we are doing. We are driving around, talking with the people that we are getting information funneled to, that they are the murder prospects or suspects. And yeah, we can do this while we are driving around. We can also then go, like there's newspapers and radio to listen to and read, and like the clerks at the gas station to ask and whatnot. Then we have those investigation sites, and I've been to 3 of those. The first one was for one of our suspects. They are part of a religious group. That was not actually turning up anything. This one was at a bar, where they told us that one of our suspects that we have been up with her in her apartment, totally flirted, is also kind of flirting with everyone. For some reason, it is totally not like... Maybe that is why they lost their Michelin star for their restaurant and now want to close, because they have just been constantly fucking around. Who knows? And one of them that did refuse her was a fire worker, a firefighter, and that was at the fire station. The last thing that we did last night, or on Saturday, that we asked about, and they have killed themselves after a particularly big fire tragedy that was already part of our last case, where the last case we had a father that lost his son in the fire, and then killed the people that were that were working there, or just that were responsible because they did not actually care about the safety measurements. So now is the question what I'm actually going to do here. I could go to those sites, probably, possibly, but I don't know if I should do it in one night. And then again, we do not have any suspects here. They would be highlighted. And I'm not quite sure. I think this one was a boring one that we had. This one is a self-declared crime fighter at night. And Fragonaut, this was of our first case, which when I said every one of those cases is structured kind of the same, I really mean it. It starts with like we are the last victim of a killer and it was just by chance, and now we have to we are forced by the police to investigate by taking customers and blah. And this one was the judge. Fragonaut was actually the judge in the first case, and he shot himself at the end of it. And that is where I wanted to go in Paris, because I wanted to find the body. No, because that was where I was interested in, because he wanted for his last moment, he wanted to go to the Sacré-Cœur in Montmartre, and I thought, yes. There's a like viewing platform there where you can watch over a huge part of the city, and that is just yes. That was really nice when we visited. Like that was actually one of the nicest parts of what I saw in the city. Sacré-Cœur is great. Anyways, so what would we do now? That is the big question. If you are still here, which I'm guessing not. Doesn't matter. I'm describing it for nobody in particular as well. That is no problem. But I'm guessing I would go with Fragonaut, because he always had interesting stories. And like I think for the case it would be the most sensible thing if I now went to the inspection sites, like, because we don't have a suspect out, and I need all of the information that I can get. But I think I just want him, just to ease us in again. We have now 2 hours, something like that, to end the game, and even though it was not a particularly good game, but I do have to say I enjoy it because of the personal involvement and whatnot. But yeah, St. Louis Hospital as usual. You recognize the next passenger getting in your cab, a cop, the detective, the other detective apart from me. He has a tired look about him, not just because it's early. His voice drags. The usual place. St. Louis Hospital then. You start driving. This morning your passenger seems lost in his thoughts. His eyes wander outside. He remains still. There are already a few Christmas decorations out in the street. He yelps, a combination of surprise and disdain. A little early for decorations, huh? People are in such hurry these days. Right from one holiday to the next. Without the slightest break in between. He nods. See now, I have decided to keep things simple for Christmas this year. Again, you can tell he would have told me the same thing regardless of what choice I made. Just my own company and a good meal. Maybe a little music. He grins at you. And no need to feel sorry for me. That's just the way I want it. No kids, no present, no dishes to wash. He heaves a contented sigh. And you? You take a deep breath. If everything goes well, you'll be far away from all of this at Christmas. Far from Paris. Far from the investigation. But you can't tell the truth. Interesting. I just cigarette with friends. Nice. It's important to make the most of it. His smile seems a bit forced. I never really liked Christmas, but all those lights outside there, they remind me of a case. A smile. A sad smile. As always. With him, like last time, what was it last time? Oh god, one of our female co-workers got shot by a male co-worker that was just obsessed with her. In the office. Still, I do remember the story that he told about the tiger. I thought it was really interesting. Really pointless, but really interesting. Actually, his voice is almost shaking. It's his birthday today. He would have 22. He would have turned 22. He rolls his eyes like he's annoyed with himself. It's crazy. I can't get this story out of my mind. Must be transference. He snickers. That's what the shrink told me anyways. Transference. Never had kids myself. My ex-wife and I never wanted them. We were too busy. No regrets. Though the shrink thought otherwise. He makes a whistling noise. He sighs. 10 years ago, just before Christmas, a woman came into the precinct. Her son had disappeared. His name was Ethan. Noisy kid, an overexcited, uncontrollable jock. He hadn't come back from practice, wasn't at his friend's or his father's place. The dad, he was apparently concerned, but said his son was rambunctious. Thought he'd show up soon and there was nothing to worry about. The parents were divorced and didn't get along. They lived right nearby, 2 metro stops away, but never saw each other. We sent out a search team. We called his friends, parents, hospitals. I was around. I had finished my day, but I stayed to keep an eye on things. The mother was definitely a fish out of the water. She stared at the wall when she spoke to me. She didn't touch her coffee and let it get cold bit by bit. She didn't cry. Someone or something was speaking to her. In there, you know? I'm not saying she was crazy, it wasn't that. Some folks just, when they are under a great deal of stress, they let themselves go. It's a defense mechanism, a way of protecting yourselves from the world around. They escape into a place with just one voice, theirs. He sniffles, places his hand on the cold window to feel the outside temperature seep in. I finally managed to catch her attention and ask her if she knew anything. Sometimes, even the slightest detail can make all the difference. She looked at me right in the eye. It was a reality check she needed. Yes. One time, he said he'd rather die and take Ethan with him than to leave him with me. Who is he? My ex-husband. She looked away, apologized, said she didn't know what she was talking about. And she clammed up again. I called the dad. No answer. I don't know, my stomach was in knots. I was beat, but something told me. Yeah, I went there. Told myself it was on my way. Which wasn't true. See, those are those nice little snippets that actually make me interested in his story. Like, that is such a nice way of telling it. Anyway, I raced over there. The doorman let me in. I went slowly up the stairs and glued my ear to the door to the apartment. Nothing. Not a single noise other than the noise of the cars going by outside. There was an icy cold draft coming from under the door. I knocked, said it was the police. He tried to stall. Said he couldn't let me in because he wasn't dressed. Couldn't find the key to unlock the door, that he had to look for it. I could hear him coming and going, pacing. Something wasn't right. I said I just wanted to make sure everything was alright. He cracked the door open. I pushed him out of the way. He fell on the floor and I stepped over him. The apartment was small. Living room, kitchen at the back, 2 bedrooms. The living room window was wide open. There was a boy on the window ledge, foaming at the mouth. It was him, the kid. He pauses. He was dead. A pregnant pause. Don't make those pauses pregnant. They are too young for that. Poisoned. There were still traces of ground up sleeping pills in his soda glass. My first thought, he knew what he was drinking. But the dad behind me started in. He rolls his eyes, saying he was going to slit his wrists. He wanted to die, wanted to be with his son. That was his bitch of a wife's fault. In my line of work, you learn pretty quickly how to tell the difference between someone who'll make good on what they say and someone who won't. This guy didn't have the guts to take his own life. So he took his son's life instead. I told him, go right ahead, and used his phone to call the precinct. The dad didn't budge. Nothing. He stood there, knife in hand, too terrified to kill himself, too terrified to come at me. A total wreck. He lets out a whistle. Your passenger is overcome with a fit of rage. The kid was 12 years old. We spent the following week questioning. I mean, that was 10 years ago. Damn. Family members, neighbors, friends. They all thought the father was normal. A scowl spreads over his face. That he was a great guy. Yeah, okay, he sometimes had trouble controlling his anger. Yeah, okay, a lot of us wondered if he beat his wife. And so on and so forth. His sighs exasperated. The kid was 12 years old. Sometimes I tell myself he probably would have grown up to be an ass. One of the little delinquents we get a couple times a week at the precinct. He would have been a danger to others. But hey, no need to lie to ourselves. That's what I tell myself, so I don't grab my gun and take the dad out. You'd like to? I can't deny I don't think about it sometimes. Yes, but that's not my job. I'm here to arrest him. Which is super weird that he would actually say that when he is literally the judge that takes people's lives. I don't know. I see a slight dissonance here. I mean, that would be a great, like, if this was the story he had told me as the judge, and then like add a little twist to it that maybe sometimes I'm thinking a little bit too much on it. Maybe sometimes I think I should forget myself. Something like that. Then that would be a great way to actually lead you on his case. Maybe a little bit too on the nose, but still, not to punish them. My ex-wife is a judge. That's her job. And I'm perfectly happy not to have it. Is that why I got divorced? He says just one word. No. And you gather that's the end of the conversation. The hospital comes into view. Stop in front of the entrance. I guess all that's left to say is Merry Christmas, right? He smiles. His sarcasm warms your heart. Your passenger pays, thanks you, and waves. He waves. Jesus. He gets out, walks toward the building with an odd step, like he just got out of bed. You quickly drive away, eager to leave it all behind. You have heard all of his story, Inspector. Yay. Nice. And actually, I do not know if we have enough time. I do not know if we have enough time. But you know what? I'm gonna try. I don't even know if this happens, but I'm gonna see if we can get some little extra time in there. Nope. Okay, you have met Gilda. Gilda the bear. Wait, did your did your picture actually move? You have met Jesus Christ. Oh no. Investigation 150. You lied to Fragonaut. Well, as you do. Was married to a judge. So it's just his alter ego. And why is my current balance 240? You take a few minutes to update your board with your new clues. You are suddenly overcome with a desire to sleep. You close your eyes, press your fingers to your eyelids and let out a yawn. You crack your knuckles and get to work. Okay, so we got a lot of extra stuff here. Victim 1 was a gorgeous, brave man. So I'm guessing. Moon Flesh Cult, Apollonia, member of the Moon Flesh Cult. Okay. Hunting young people. So then, gorgeous, brave men. Gilda talks to Jesus. That is her biggest fault. Only one god. Victims let the killer in must be inoffensive. Client of Belvedere. I don't know what that even means. Victim 1 couldn't save everyone in the Albatross felt guilt. Okay. Victim 1, strict religious family. rituals. Hero loved by everyone. Victim 2 opened the door to killer, and then I have the other one. Victims all let the killer in. I don't know why the game actually does want me to know that. Pt8 didn't say anything about your scar. Wait, what? Pt8 didn't say anything about your scar? Source customer. What? Source location. Gas station. Victims let the killer in, must look inoffensive. Okay, so the gas station actually did give me something, I guess. The phone rings and you jump. You're not used to hearing it. No one ever calls you. It must be Bussy. You pick up. Bussy sounds irritated. You there? Yeah. Listen, it's... She pauses. You suddenly hear a ruckus in the background, probably noise at the station. Bussy raises her voice. Anyone got the time? Hey, guys, anyone? Fuck. They are all Neanderthals here. Listen, it's early and I'm wiped out. So, are you, I bet. Let's get straight to the point. What you have for me. In a calm and methodical voice, you start giving her the evidence you collected. You start with the first suspect, their connection to the victims, the rumors, then the second suspect, and so on. A few minutes in, she lets out a whistle. Not bad at all. Seriously. You should come give a lesson to the zombies I work with. A long sigh. I have some good news for you. We checked the alibi of one of the suspects I gave you, and it's not Hervey. As you listen to her, you turn to the board and pull down the suspect she's referring to. So, it's gotta be someone else. She snickers. You know how lucky you are? I'm doing your job for you, pal. Okay, enough chit-chat. I gotta run. I do not remember that this was on the first case. The first one was normal, right? And the second one was the easier one, so I expected, oh yeah, on the easier one, I'm getting one freebie. I'll call you in 3 days, okay? I'll call you in 3 days, okay? So I have 3 more days of actually driving around. Good thing that we actually have extra time. I'll call you in 3 days, and you'd better have what I need to make the proper arrest. The DA has fangs. We are pretty sure he's going to turn into a werewolf at some point. She babbles on for a while. Her voice becomes softer, but just as sarcastic. That would explain his terrible breath. Okay, I'm out. She hangs up. You hold the handset to your ear for a while. You have just one thing in mind, sleeping, and forgetting it all. So? Yeah, Hervey is not it. Thank you. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You slowly open the sofa bed and lie down. I mean, it would be the weirdest flex, just with Dragonaut coming back to life for telling us the stories. If Hervey then turns out to be a killer. That would be after all that we had in the other cases. That would be so stupid. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. I don't like that it is always the same though. Your attention turns to shouting upstairs, a door slamming. Typical. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you are outside of your studio. Okay, we are gonna listen to the radio station very late at night. For now, though, I guess I'm gonna get those done, since we do not have any suspects. And at least with her, we're not actually on the board anymore. I have some more space for my evidence. That's also fine. You park in front of the Passy Cemetery. You're greeted by large columns and a huge dark iron door. Yeah, that... again, yeah, we drove past that. Like, their cemeteries, they all have those flat, you know, like, just stone plates and, you know, thousands of them. It's just as far as the eye reaches, basically. Like, damn. The door opens and you see your old buddy Marco. Marco, the one who stole your wife. Oh my god, boy. You flash your headlights at him. He waves you over. You get out of your cab and join him. Buddy, I can't believe you found my number. Honestly, how crazy. He fakes enthusiasm and serenity, but his shaking hands betray him. Have you been to the cemetery before? It's stunning. No, Marco. Wait, come on. He turns on his flashlight and you start to wander among the tombstones. The cemetery is clean with straight lines of graves. It's very cold. I'm not gonna lie to you. It freaks me out a little that you want to know stuff about the cult. Especially since last time at the ritual I fucked your wife. It was very nice, but... I don't know if you remember last time, but I lost my job, man. I lost everything. He freezes and grabs your arm. Man, I swear, I don't want to lose what I've got here. I'm the cemetery watchman. I've got a gorgeous girl. So answer my questions. I looked like you asked me to. They are over there. He brings a few meters further over to a strange tombstone. There's an evergreen growing where the patch of grass would normally be. Sometimes something is carved into the bark. You lean over. The flashlight illuminates the name Sita Velpo, the third victim. This is where her ashes are buried, along with the other members of the Mooney Tunes cult. The cult. He glances around, like he hears a suspicious noise. I see them every once in a while. They come to plant flowers and collect old bouquets. They plant flowers? They do it all throughout Paris, actually. I think it's actually pretty cool, even though it's illegal. He comes closer and looks you straight in the eye. I don't really get what you've got against them. They are connected to the murders! I have nothing against them. He takes a step back. No way, man. You can't tell me after asking me to... He starts to whine. This is another loser plan that's gonna get me fired. I can see it coming. He shines his flashlight towards the cemetery entrance. Come on, let's get out of here before the neighbors call the cop. When I do my rounds, half the time, they think the kid's coming to spray paint on the tombs. You follow Marco through the stones. In the glow of his flashlight, you catch glimpses of portraits of unassuming faces and ignore you. Once you get to the entrance, Marco turns the light off. Please, oh please, seriously, don't tell anyone I let you in. If my boss finds out, I'll be out on my ass, please. You shrug. Time will tell. The wife stealer sighs. You walk away without another word and get into your taxi. Once inside and the warmth, you take a second to think about the new information you received before driving away. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty useless. Once again. Yeah, who is this dude? I can't... I literally... Ah, okay. Yeah, nah. Let's do the interesting stuff. Unfortunately, this is already the last interesting stuff. You park in front of Etienne's place and turn off the ignition. You have known him for years, actually since your first day behind the wheel. He was a skinny teenager you picked up late on Sunday nights to take back to his boarding school in distant suburbs. It was well paid, but depressing. Etienne has since become a friend, and he's got intel on one of your suspects, Jonas Pierson. You knock on Etienne's apartment door and he comes to open it. He is now a muscle-bound giant who towers over you. Come on in, don't look at the mess. He talks quickly and his voice is a touch colder than usual. Something's not right. You walk into his pristine apartment. Oh wait, there's a gym towel lying on the designer coffee table. Yeah, total pixie. He collapses onto the couch. His attitude makes you want to stay standing. You're in deep shit. Huh? That guy you asked me to tail. I know him. Everyone knows him. Jonas? He's famous. He's like your equivalent of... He waves his hand at you. There are no famous taxi drivers. Fine. Well, he's famous. Like really famous. What's so special about him? He wrote books about simulation theory. You know what it is? You shake your head. You have to imagine our reality is a simulation, that the universe isn't run by God, but by a computer. A computer running software we believe is reality. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Your friend clears his throat. You glance around and realize this young man must earn more in a day than you do in a week. If not more. This simulation theory has recently led to the formation of several groups. Extreme believers, you might say. Groups that want to test the theory. Or rather, who want to prove it's true. But how? By crashing the system. He stands up and starts pacing. Jonas is the leader of one of these groups. A terrorist? He is hesitant, but you can tell he agrees. If you will, the term is a bit extreme, but yes, I'd say so. Etienne leans over to you. Every one of his arm muscles is flexed. I don't really know what you need this information for, but watch your back. Jonas is no altar boy. He is nobody's fool, not your average nerd. He could be dangerous. I don't know what all of those clues are, like what we are talking about is definitely not something that I would write down. I mean, I guess, yeah, a terrorist, possibly. You feel uneasy. All that is over your head. Simulation internet. You barely know how to use your phone. Come on. You shake your head and start the cab. You have still got plenty of fish to fry. Okay, so at least Jonas, I guess, could be interesting to look at. Let me guess, and now we again won't get any more suspects. So I guess let's just drive Leia. Man. I don't know. I guess we just have to make acquaintances with people now. Let's exhaust Leia's stuff as well. Sanquin, please. Yes, sure. You recognize the young woman getting into your taxi. It's the young movie buff who can't stop moving, talking, thinking. She glances up, recognizes you, and claps her hands together excitedly. You start driving. How's your evening going? You are surprised by your passenger's bright disposition. She is cheerful, positive, but you can tell it's something not quite right. It's going wonderfully wonderful. She shrugs. You see a troubled look in her eye. You're not doing too well. The movie I just saw really got to me. She lowers her eyes. Not the movie exactly. It's not really about the movie actually. You know, when you read a book for school and you think it's really boring, but then, like bit by bit, the book slowly seeps into your brain and turns your world upside down. She clearly hopes to get a reaction out of you. Yeah, I totally know. She grins at you. See, I knew I wasn't the only one. Anyway, you are definitely the one. I just saw this movie. She pauses and looks down. Okay, I saw 4 movies today. But this one really got to me, even though it's so super old. Oh no. Her talking about old movies again. From like the 1980s. See, the main character is investigating this crime, and the world is overpopulated. What am I talking about? From like the early 2000s. In a softer voice she adds, shit, I sound like my social studies teacher. So, it's gotten really hard to stay alive and all. And then the guy discovers that the weird food everyone's been eating, well, it's people. They're recycling people. And I don't really know why, but it really freaked me out. Yeah, you should check in on your grandpa. Yeah. Yeah. Really makes you think. Do we really want to put kids into this world if they might have to eat each other? Her eyes tear up. She looks outside and remains silent for a moment. You want kids? I think so. Please don't. I mean, I thought it was a given. I had already chosen the names I'd give them. She suddenly takes on a nasal tone, as if she were imitating someone. You meet someone, you have kids, you raise them, you die. That's what life's all about. But man, after that movie, after that trash movie, I just don't know anymore. Making babies that'll have to eat old people seems less than ideal. So stupid, I love it. Or maybe I'm just exaggerating, but in the future, we'll have found the solution to world hunger. You think the solution now to world hunger would be eating old people? Her voice sounds cheerful again. Some laser that makes veggies and fruits bigger. There'll be strawberries the size of your taxi, and we'll invite our friends over to eat fries the size of mattresses. She bursts out laughing. That would be insane, like huge oil fighters filled to the brim with gigantic blueberries. Honestly, in a future like that, I'd totally have kids. Her level of excitement suddenly drops. She turns her focus outside. Silence fills the gap. My dad just had a new daughter a few days ago with his new wife. And I mean, I don't know. I can't seem to like her. She's only a baby. It's really not cool of me. I just think it would be better if she weren't here. The young woman's building appears in the distance. You live with your dad? Yes. That seems to have put an end to the conversation. Wait, I thought you were living with your parents? Wasn't that the story? Or is it like... what? This is just the new wife that is also saying like, no, get your shit together, study something else. And she also lives there with her siblings? That seems to have put an end to the conversation. Just need time. Your young passenger gives you a heartwarming look. Yeah, maybe. It's just that... shit, how stupid of me to think that, but I can't stop myself. You park the cab and letting the motor run. Well, thanks. She pays her fare and gets out. Halfway between the car and the building, she turns back. It's made out of people! Out of people! She gives you a big wave and disappears into the lobby of her building. Why do I only have to deal with the crazies? I mean, we can take whoever we want, right? So let's take the closest. Père Lachaise, please. A street a little off the place of Les Toiles. Your client is pacing back and forth in front of a jazz club that's just closed. He raises his walking stick and hails a cab. Wait, he? He climbs into a cab. If I had known it was a guy, I would not have, like, look at that. Père Lachaise cemetery, please. The northern entrance in the 20th arrondissement. The cemetery is closed. He gives you a funny smile. It will open for me, my dear. Another drunk passenger, perhaps. And yet this one is sitting up perfectly straight, walking stick across knees. His getup reminds you of another night creature, a regular customer with a taste for young flesh, both men and women. Looks like they move in the same circles, a strange world of... Your passenger's insistent gaze in the rearview mirror cuts your musing short. Are you cold? No, thank you, I'm fine, but I'm a little hungry. They don't serve food at the club? They do, I've tried it, but it wasn't to my liking. He levels his gaze at your neck, insistently. What is to your liking? Anywhere with meat on the menu. Any suggestion? You're taken aback by his question. It's too late too. At this time of night, I know a place. The steak place in Châtelet opens all night long. Excellent. Would you at least agree to have a drink with me? I shouldn't, but... His smile is rather frightful, but it's a smile at any rate. Great. You turn onto the street with the restaurant. You pull over. It's been a long time since a passenger... No, it's the first time a passenger has ever gotten out and opened the door for you. You reluctantly follow him into the restaurant. Oh, I'm gonna get my nightly blowjob. He sits down at a table and orders red meat from a typically Parisian sinister waiter. Then with a knowing smile he turns to you. A beer, please, for our friend. An Abbey, a triple if you have it. It's your favorite kind of beer. How did he... Later, much later. The trip to Père Lachaise cemetery goes by quickly. You pull up to the north entrance. And one of the heavy gate doors opens, just as he said it would. Your passenger hands you a fair and generous tip, then slips through the open gate. You idle by the entrance a few seconds longer, your head spinning with anecdotes. Robert Johnson, Janis Joplin, Amy Winehouse. Your passenger seems to have been personally acquainted with all those great 27 club musicians fated to die young. You watch the silhouette as it advances to the depth of the cemetery, then decide it's time to go. I mean, it's a tip, I guess. Still, I actually thought we would find something out about the case. I actually thought... By the way, why are we only getting our suspect once? Is the game bugged or something? Actually, this one reeks of more despair. I think this one has a more interesting story. Ooh. Montparnasse, please. Yeah, at Montparnasse there was the entrance to the cemetery, or to the fucking Skullhaven. Why can't I get the name? It's horrible. So yeah, we are at the police station. She comes out from the archway, visibly frightened. She slips into the back seat of the cab and sits with you and gives you her address near Montparnasse. Yeah, I thought the last customer that we had, when I agreed to drink with them, we would actually get something for the case, since they clearly seem to be connected. That would have been really nice. Game, please. Like, you could have coded that this one only shows up when I'm in this case, and then I'm taking this one, and I'm getting a little bit of extra info about the other suspect. In a better game, it would be done like that. Quite frankly. You glance at her in the rearview mirror and notice how she is dressed. Did they treat you well? Your passenger is reluctant to answer. You start the cab. Treat me well? Her voice is clear, light, and pleasant. It reminds you of a bubbling stream. The cops, were they nice to you? The police, yes, very nice. She points at the car radio. Could I listen to the radio? Oh, sure. You nod, yes. Which station? My wallet was stolen. She pauses, then fixes her eyes on you. You freeze. I have no money for the fare. Wait, they just let you out and... Okay. The passenger senses your surprise. I just wanted to tell you I could pay. She looks down. What kind of music? Excuse me? The radio. What kind of music should I put on? Something to calm them down? The woman shakes her head. No. Could you turn to 89.4? You hold on the button until you get to the station. There's nothing but static. Are you sure that? A hint of a smile plays across her mouth. Faint, but a smile even so. She waits a second or two before answering. Can you hear it? You lean forward slightly, closer to the radio. Behind the sound of electric sputtering, there's something else, a shifting sound. It sounds like... crackles. Waves? You heard something at Joy's ghost station. The passenger looks up. That's right, there are waves in the background. Her voice is almost inaudible. It's perfectly natural, sir. Her sir gives you quite a start. It's the frequency that causes it. It vibrates, is constantly dancing about, pulled by all the incredible forces surrounding us. I was with helping you, but yeah, now get out of my cab. Most people listen to music, to the news. As for me, when I work, I like to listen to isolated frequencies like these. They are broadcast, but no one hears them. They prove that we exist. She smiles at you. You're getting close to your passenger's address now. So you listen to frequencies? Yes, I grew up with them. They help me fall asleep. She has adopted a warmer tone, more trusting too. I listened to them as a young girl. You are starting to hear a hint of accent in her voice. Every frequency has its own music. And every music its own frequency. The client suddenly straightens up and points to the radio. It's beautiful. It's incredibly beautiful. Listen. You listen. You only hear static at first, and then, little by little, like a distant figure, the music takes shape and slips softly into your ears. Beautiful, isn't it? To me, they were ghosts, and that's why I studied science, and later mathematics. I wanted to know why. You pull over. She gets the fare ready while you slowly turn up the radio. Beneath the layer of interference, someone is speaking, like a voice of a child. Thank you. You emerge from your drawers and take the fare. Your passenger exits the cab and walks away without another word. You sit there, immersed in the sound of the radio a while longer. It has a soothing effect on you. You start the engine and drive away. What? So, like, they can pay me and they actually got me 11 tip? Damn, that is... What the fuck is that? And again, we get no more suspects. Okay, maybe this comes out to I just have enough time to then listen to the radio. Two joggers are on the right-hand sidewalk. You never understood the point of running. Yeah, that is actually pretty much true. Just running around aimlessly. Natalie Pinjot. Oh. Okay. You suddenly feel the car vibrate and you hear a loud thump. Did you just hit something? No, wait, of course, flat tire. You let out an audible sigh erupt as you turn off the engine and step outside to investigate. Yep, flat tire. And I drove over someone. Damn it. Never happens. Your spare tire is at the taxi depot. You glance around to consider your options. You notice something familiar nearby. The words Taxi Parisian glowing through the rain, floating above the road. As you walk closer to the taxi, you notice a sticker. This taxi belongs to your boss's fleet. A free ride to the depot could be useful. A voice bursts through the closed windows. Need a ride, monsieur? It's funny. You have been driving for years, but you can't remember the last time you were a passenger. Wow, in one night I had a passenger open my door for me, and now I'm a passenger. Well, yes. You open the door to what feels like the alternative reality and hop into the back seat. Okay, I drove to that guy, but that means that he actually called from a taxi that he wanted a taxi. Because, like, you know, my car could have a flat tire or whatnot happen, but I did set out to get this one, so that means they must have called. Cold out tonight. You've never seen her face before. Not that you are very social with the other drivers, but it is strange. There's like 60 drivers, he said, right? Thanks for stopping. She starts up the engine. Just doing my job. She smiles at you in the rearview mirror. Her pearly whites are in surprising condition, especially considering her age. She must be at least 70. Maybe we are 72. Maybe she has been driving for so long that you forgot about her. Where to, monsieur? Give her the address. She gives you a playful look. Ah, that's a funny coincidence. I know the place very well. She gets distracted by a man on the sidewalk. You can just about make out as you drive past. He looks to be relieving himself into a trash can. I thought I recognized you. We are colleagues, aren't we? Are we? I wanna say we are competitors. I wanna say we are rivals. I wanna say we are each other's worst nightmare. Okay. It is 4:20. I'm getting driven around. Might as well be time to start drinking. And enjoying the music. We are, yes. I managed to score a flat tire somehow. She gives you an empathetic look. Yeah, that was me, asshole. That is why I called you. And then I shot your tire. What are you drinking? Oh, the usual. Hello, Kissy. Well, you are certainly up late, aren't you? My Nussler. My hazelnut. Spirit. Which is already... Like, I have to ask my parents if they are in South Tyrol next month or whenever they go, that they are gonna get me another one. Nocchiole. Yes, my hazelnut spirit. Because usually my mother was drinking that, and I got a taste for it. There was also like a... when I was younger, I remember that there was a coffee one with like a hazelnut flavor that you would then drink ice cool. Like it was basically like a ice cool coffee, but it was a liquor. A lot of schnapps I can't really drink anymore because many has so much sugar. Yeah, I get that. For me, limoncello. Oh god. Nah, that's like once you have puked because of one of them, it's just over. You can't. It needs like 20 years cooldown, right? For me, that was limoncello. It wasn't even much. Like it was. How much did I drink? I think I drank like, I don't know, maybe like 1/3 of the bottle or so. Like how much is a bottle? Like how much is this? This is 700 milliliters. So 1/3 of that wouldn't be even 250 milliliters, but that was already enough to make me sick. So limoncello is out of the question. Kirschwasser. Oh, you are a real Kölner. But I drink more often. Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess rum is a good alternative for not liking it too sweet. That is why I drink my rum with Coke. Nothing better is Coke, is better than Coke and something to drink. Anyways, cheers. I mean, if you're already up so late, very nice that you're keeping me company for the last little leg of Nightcall. It is, right? I mean, I guess I like Jackie Cola better, But yeah, rum coke is the next best thing. I always, like, when I started then buying some bottles, I really felt like an adult. You know, that was when I was in Deggendorf, when I was for studying for myself, and then in my own first apartment, and then just going out and buying a bottle of rum. I totally felt like an adult. Yes. But I was already well over 20, so it was not not something special in any way. Just really weird, because I normally don't go out to buy bottles of alcohol. At least not at the supermarket like that. Really, when I did buy something, would be something unassuming, but not really liquor. I don't know. I was just never on the run that I had to get any, because with my parents' house, I could just get into, go to the cellar and take one of the bottles there. So I just never had to buy them in my youth. By the way, look what I have. I needed to do chores for my uncle, and got some nice little apples. Although I don't know if they are a really good idea right now into the night. Might be, might not be. Yeah. If I'm already, hard at work, tending to the garden and, doing random stuff for him, then I might just as well take... I mean, those are still from my grandparents, the apple trees. Everything in the garden, it's basically the house of my grandparents when they were still alive. And my uncle is still just having it, holding on to it. And yeah. Basically, I find it very unfortunate that when my grandparents died, they, got rid of everything there, because they had we have the apple trees, and we have pflaumen, what are plums, raspberries we had, walnut tree was there, there's just so much that you could actually harvest from it. And now they sort of the big giant, that walnut tree was that thing was, those trees that are just, that's a landscape tree. It is just so giant that it basically those twigs from it, the branches, it's just 10 meters in one direction, 10 meters in the other, and it's just is this 40 meters, is this 50 meters? You don't get an idea anymore. They are just so big, and they actually just got rid of it. God damn it. I don't know why my uncle wanted to do that, because it was actually super neat. When with the walnuts in the winter, or before the winter months, we would have all of the because it is right at the corner, or basically at the fence, the forest starts, or a small little forest part starts, and with the walnuts falling down in autumn, we would then get all of the squirrels coming out, even some deer that were just hanging out, rabbits for some reason. I guess just when there's other animals hanging around, they are coming around as well. And that was actually super cool. And now without it, there's just nothing anymore. It's such a shame. It's honestly such a shame. The squirrels were so cute. They are they are such stupid fuckers. Like they always look like, oh yeah, I totally got a plan, and they are like really, you know, how would you call it in English? Like aufgeweckte Tierchen. They're, you know, they're really present. They look like oh, they got everything under control, but they are just, you know, giant goofballs. Like most of the stuff that they are hiding, they are just forgetting. Like even, what was it? Their brains actually get bigger in the winter months, so that they can actually remember where they hid all of their stuff, because they are hiding like 7,000, 10,000 different at different locations, and and they are still just forgetting 70% of what they actually hid. So yeah, but they are really cute fuckers. And it's just a shame that most of it, like the raspberries, are gone. We had tulips, we had potatoes, we had tomatoes. Like all of that is gone. They just did not want to care about the garden, obviously, but why are they holding the house? My uncle did this. I don't know. Still, if I can get some apples out of... We also have the apples here from our garden, from my parents. And like, these are... like the apples that we have in our garden, it's like night and moon. Like this is a moon, and the other ones would be the absolute night. Like the other one is just so giant that you can't see anything but apple when you're holding it in your face. Like, you know, that is just like, what, 3 bites? And the ones that are dropping from our tree, we had 2, now we only have 1, because they also did not want to care for it. But like, the last one that fell down, that I tried to eat, because they are never getting done. We just, like, now for the last 5 years, it somehow gets to the point where we have enough sun that they are actually somewhat getting red. But otherwise, they are just growing and growing and growing. And it's like, they would need, like, they are the biggest giant apples that you have ever seen. Like, you literally need to hold them with 2 hands at some point. Now, like, you literally can't actually, like, this shit. And the other one you have to grab like this. But obviously, when they are never getting ripe, you know, it matters chick shit. They are still kind of good, but they are green. So, like, because they are so giant, you can kind of cut a small part of it, and they taste already pretty good. But they are not ripe. Like, you will get a bellyache from it. Ouch. Never fun. So back to the depot for a spare. You nod. Very well, Hussein. Company policy says a colleague in need writes for free, you know? You smile at her. Not true, but I like the gesture. Wait, why would that not? Of course. She's chosen an unusual route for your destination. But for once, you're not worried about that. For once, you're simply a passenger enjoying your ride. I wanted to know what happened. She knows. She knows something. I mean, if you want to talk about it, of course. I was attacked, and I'm looking for the person who did it. She gives you a concerned look. I've had my fair share of revenges in life. Yeah, you look like that. It's not always as sweet as you would expect. That is the look of a killer. What did I say when They had to call us so that we come, and then they shot our tire so that they can now drive us somewhere into a dark alley. I have no choice. The words stumble around in your head. It's none of my business anyway. My kids are always complaining that I'm too nosy. Speaking of which, do you have kids? No. Too bad. They are a lot of work, but they make things interesting. Especially when they have kids of their own. I can imagine. You pass by your old apartment, the one with the heating that never worked. You instinctively cross your arms to warm yourself. Yeah, I know that. I know that from my student apartment, yes. Your driver stares off into the distance in silence. You notice her wipe a tear from her face. She looks back at you with shame in her eyes. I'm sorry, she sniffles quietly. The thing is, I retired a few years ago. Last month, I went back to our boss, begged him to give me my job back. He refused. A woman in her 70s shouldn't be driving, he said. Gone is her warm, welcoming voice, replaced with one filled with gnawing regret. I have cancer. It's everywhere, and it's not going anywhere. Jesus Christ. 6 to 12 months, the doctor said. She tuts. Tuts? What? Toots? What? So I made a list. She stops. You don't know if it is a pause or if she can't talk. You both sit in silence for a moment. I'm 72. I'm not going bungee jumping. I'm not divorcing my husband and going out dancing. The only item on my list was to keep driving people around, to keep working, to be able to support my family. She smiles, but you can hear tears in her voice. This is what I do. I drive people to where they want to go. That's basic and stupid, but that's my job. I'm going to spend the rest of my time here, yeah. I'm going to spend the rest of my time here on Earth being me. My sister is furious with me. She calls me selfish for not spending time with my kids and grandkids. It's just... Outside the car, a flock of pigeons escape a drunk teenager. He is wielding some kind of stick. I don't want nobody's sympathy. I don't want them to remember me as a frail old lady wasting away. 6 to 12 months left to live, not to sit around sobbing. You're nearing the taxi depot. Her shoulders go up and down a couple of times. Her voice feels harsher now. Being a taxi driver wasn't my dream, you know. I was studying law when I met my husband. We married young. Had kids quicker than you can say contraceptives. She smiles. I don't regret any of it though. I've had a great life. You have arrived at the depot. And I hope you do that too. You look in her eye. She's happy. No matter what the future might hold for her, she is happy. But something else is lingering. She pouts. Bah, it's nothing. The pleasure was all mine, Alfred. Go on now. I have paid customers waiting for me. I've got to finish before 6. After that, cops are fucking everywhere. You smile. You step into the depot and head toward the supply room. You ignore other drivers. They don't matter to you. They never mattered anyway. Saying that after we just heard that story. Supplies in hand, you begin to walk back to your taxi. It's quiet out, it's freezing and lonely. You like it. You think you recognize someone in the street. He looks like... No, not him. You'll never see him again. A few minutes later, the spare tire installed, you are back behind the wheel. You lost a lot of time. You sigh and get back on the road. Now, I have one last sliver. I can literally not go anywhere. And that is exactly what I wanted. That is exactly perfect. Because now we are listening to the radio. Your finger is poised in front of the car radio. You are trying to find something to listen to. News. You happen upon the nighttime news. You learn that one of the recipients of this year's Fields Medal, a prize awarded for outstanding work in mathematics, is a French woman with an Iranian accent. You hear her voice in a short clip and immediately recognize it as one of your passengers. Her name is Shori Prevet. Shori Prevet, age 33. On the spectrum and a mathematician. She was the one with the fucking ghost radio, so she was a mathematician. You can't help but smile, remembering when she wrote in your backstreet. I mean, that is why she gave a tip, right? Like the biggest tip out of all of the customers. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off so that the cab is silent again. Well, that's a nice little extra though. I like that. You now know more about your clients. Leah Grusher, out of people. You had dinner with Jim. I've met Shore. You heard something on Shore's ghost station. Maybe it is just... oh, Natalie was a cab driver. Pinjo. You found out Shore won the Fields Medal. Interesting. Was she supposed to be a suspect at some point? Why would they add this? You take a few minutes to update your board with your new clues. You are suddenly overcome with the desire to sleep. You close your eyes, press your fingers to your eyelids and let out a yawn. You crack your knuckles and get to work. By the way, it is the same as always. Wait, Moon Flesh Cult planted flowers and trees illegally. Why is that Pt8? Apollonie, member of the Moon Flesh Cult. Why is that Pt8? Was an activist when she was younger, part of the Moon Flesh Cult. Jonas, leader of a dark web group, yes. Victim 3, part of the Moonflesh cult. Okay. Jonas, dangerous man. Yeah, Mr. Danger Man. I mean, why is this killer case? Killer under 180. Like, why is this highlighting? And why would you actually tell me that if she literally can't be it? I guess this is a bug, more or less. I have no idea. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. We have 2 more nights, right? Or that it is the last night. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed, your body aches, and you are in pain. You can tell you need to get more sleep. I mean, from carrying a tire for over 1 kilometer, yes. You glance at your investigation board. You wish you were far away from here. Far, far away from here. You shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. Your eyes close and you feel yourself drifting off. Until you hear a voice break out in the distance. The cat is dead! Then silence. You close your eyes. Without any idea where the voice is coming from. A second later you are asleep. You open one eye. Your back aches. You would like to close your eyes and go back to sleep. You get up quickly, and a few minutes later, you're outside your studio. Night 5. Our last full night. Out on the job, I guess. Can we please get an actual... Like, this is doing the same thing that it did for us in the last case. It is just not giving us suspects anymore. Which is just really shitty. A woman crosses the street in front of her carrying a baby in her arms. As you drive by, you realize it's actually a big dog. No, a big rat. A big someone. I need to go to Frabo Centaur Honoré. Sure. A passenger slides into your cab. You instantly recognize him. The priest you have already driven. Thank you for telling me that. We have never fucking driven a priest. Ah, how lovely to see you again. What the fuck are you on about, game? Likewise. Really, what a nice surprise. He gives you an address, the same one as last time, and you start driving. It's funny. I was thinking about you this morning. I was talking with a colleague and I told him of our little swap. Did he give me a blowjob or something? You sense that he is suddenly uncomfortable, tense, something is wrong. He catches your eye, he is hiding something. May I make a confession? Go ahead. See, I think you have a sort of gift. Like an aura. I felt incredibly good after our last discussion. And that's why I would like to talk to you about something. Something complicated. Do you remember the story that you told me last time? No, because we have never talked. I had a widowed parishioner who was worried about being openly in love with a new woman. He didn't want to break the vows he had taken with his wife. At least he is, describing it to me because, yeah, we have never talked, goddammit game. Well, how can I put this? The story wasn't really true. Well, not entirely anyway. It wasn't a widower, but a priest. His voice plummets into the lowest notes and becomes almost a purr. Me. It's my story, and I haven't shared it with anyone, except you. You are the first person to know and the only person. Not even she knows. He's almost shaking and seems about to break down. Also, I lied. I asked your company if I could have you as a driver. I felt so much better after talking to you the last time. Talking to you opened my eyes. I cannot continue to carry the burden of this problem, or rather situation. He heaves he is the one with the strongest reaction to us as a driver, and literally it's just the wrong text from the game. He heaves a mammoth sigh. You're familiar with those sighs, as if a huge weight has suddenly been lifted from your chest. A gust of fresh air flowing into your lungs, like you have opened up a grave for the first time in 10 centuries. What? And who is breathing down there? My situation. I'm in love with a woman. He looks, from this angle, he looks like that kid from Love, actually. The one with the black singer. You know, the kid where the mother died. He is speaking quicker now. It's liberating. Elise. His deep voice vibrates, like a bow running quickly over a bass string. We have been in love for 3 years. She and her husband often came to our masses and local events. They're not from Paris, you see. They were looking to build a community and were welcomed into our church. Her husband passed away, suddenly, a terrible illness, just terrible. His eyes darted back and forth, as if he had suddenly become blind. She needed help, support. We became close. Yeah, I reached out a penis to her. Too close, perhaps. What happened is all my fault. I didn't know how to react, how to say no, to stop. It was too late. That was 3 years ago. Now, he pauses. She has 3 kids. Now, words aren't coming easily this evening. I love her, and she loves me. You are driving me to her place, where I sleep almost every night. He is pale, shaken, and takes a few seconds to gather his thoughts. This is all strictly prohibited, obviously. That's no news to you. I'm not supposed to love a woman, live with a woman, make with a woman. Yeah, you are not supposed to make bread with a woman. It's one of the most offensive things to God. He looks at you. You understand, don't you? You nod slowly. I made a lifetime vow to God. I cannot abandon him here, now. But I love this woman. He stops speaking. You pull over in front of the address he gave you, the same as last time. I'm going to go up and mull this situation over. Like you did for 3 years. I'm sorry to have bothered you with my problems. It's no bother. Oh good, I'm glad to hear you say that. He smiles, but only on the outside, still shaking. I'm going to go to her now. Do you? It's a strange thing to see an adult on the brink of sobbing and it makes you uncomfortable. Can I see you again? To talk? In spite of how I must look, I swear I feel better. Relieved. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. I must go. She's waiting for me. He smiles, reassuring. A few seconds later he appears to be his usual calm self once again. He pays his fare, gets out of the cab and walks away towards the entrance to the building. He closes the door slowly, with care. Oh, that is a huge tip. Of course the gay guy would give me the tip. It's not a woman. It's never a woman. Oh no. I mean, we have literally nothing else to do, so it's whatever. Three teens are running the sidewalk to the left of you. They yell and insult each other. There was something else, but that was the gist of it. Sanguine, as always. You recognize the young woman getting into your taxi. It's the young movie buff who can't stop moving, talking, thinking. Yeah, but I would literally like something about my case. She glances up, recognizes you and claps her hands together excitedly. You start driving. See, that's always the same. Oh my god, man, Jesus. What's going on? This movie, I did not know what to do with myself. It was so strange. The preview alone was sketchy. There were those dinosaurs and that hottie my mom's really into. Two things that just don't go together, like a burger and a glass of wine. But hey, I like dinosaurs, so I figured I'd go, you know? Anyway, you don't even see the dinos for an hour and 20 minutes. And then you have to sit through seaweed and microorganisms floating in the water. And the mood in the theater was super awkward. I mean awkward, man. The name of the movie was Tree of Life, but it was more like the most boring moment of my life, if you know what I mean. Of course I do. Every moment with you is a moment that I would like to forget. Okay, so the story, I swear man, I don't understand a damn thing. There's this couple taking care of the kids. Sometimes everything is going fine and sometimes the mother floats up off the ground. She rolls her eyes. Every once in a while you see a guy put his finger under a running faucet. At the end you see him running barefoot on the beach. Didn't understand a goddamn thing. Seriously, when I make my own movies, I'll have a rule. Just one. You will always be able to understand why someone does something. Cause a faucet, the dinos, the beach, what could that possibly mean? I mean, the guy just runs and runs and runs, unstoppable. It was like an ad for perfume, way too long. I really needed to pee. I couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, so where was I? The mom floats. Oh yeah, she floats, alright. Like, she lifts up off the ground. She makes pies, they go to the pool, play baseball. So they are all outside. The sun's starting to set. She starts to dance and bam, she floats like no big deal. Honestly, it was like a summer vacation flick, but everyone's on shrooms. Now, I mean, it's pretty, right? The pictures and all. The camera floats, flies over everything. Like an angel wearing one of those cameras on its forehead. But I just didn't get the weirdo stuff. The young woman's delivery is lulling you to sleep. She remains silent for all of 3 seconds before starting in again. What about you? You like dinosaurs? Yes. Ah, cool. I love dinosaurs. Everyone should. Did you know that birds are dinosaurs? She pauses. Or maybe it's the other way around. They're all part of the family anyway. I saw it online. Actually, when you see a pigeon in Les Halles, you can see right away that they have something in common. She takes a deep breath. But really, throwing a bunch of dinos into a preview just to get people to come to your movie, totally uncool. You reach your destination. She keeps talking about dinosaurs and birds as she pays her fare. She finally gets out of the cab. She walks away but can't help but crack. Watch out for the velociraptors, okay? You smile. As soon as the young woman enters the building, you drive away. You have heard all of her stories, la critique. Ah, God, thanks. Okay, so now we have to actually enter completely unfamiliar territory. Oh, I actually get to drive with the pretty woman. I mean, she is like a new model, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure we already took her somewhere. A big tomcat, okay. Miriam Bastille. Your next passenger has that overtired look worn by so many young Parisians. She collapses into her backseat and mumbles an address on the other side of the city. You start driving. You discreetly watch her in the rearview mirror. Her face looks familiar. Maybe she's famous. Maybe you have driven her before. After a few minutes, you decide she must be a babysitter. Young, not necessarily wealthy. Ah, yeah, she was the one with the kid that creeped her out. She must be a babysitter. Young, not necessarily wealthy, an expression of utter boredom on her face. You often pick up this kind, especially in nice neighborhoods. You sense, like with the baby, that she expected, that dude is a pervert and possibly a killer. You sense your passenger wants to talk about the killer. It's simple. Since the first murder, everyone thinks they know something. Everyone thinks they saw something. Which, again, it would be nice if I pick someone up and they actually tell me something about a case and I can only pick them up in that relevant case. Every normal game would do it like that. Okay, so I did get a clue. What? She raises her head. Yeah. She falls silent again. The silence lasts a few seconds. Out your window, Paris is just beginning to fall asleep. Occasionally you catch her glancing discreetly at you, like maybe she recognizes you too. Several minutes go by before she dares break the silence. But we didn't talk. Why did I get a clue? So now the game has done what I asked it to do, but without anything... What? May I ask you something? She leans forward slightly. You and I have already talked. Yes. You may not remember, but I was babysitting for an Iranian family and... She leaves her sentence hanging. Of course. She smiles. Through her eyes tell you she's not entirely sure you're telling the truth. You are questioning me with the priest? The game was... Oh my god. It's not at all the same situation anyway. These are new clients. I think they hit their son. Her sentence vanishes without a trace. They hit their son? She nods, slowly. You bring it back. I have been taking care of this kid twice a week, sometimes more, for 3 or 4 months. At first I found him to be really fearful. He whined a lot, always mourning for no reason. Last week I had to give him a bath and he had bruises all over his thighs. They were huge. So I asked his mom about it tonight. She stops herself, like something is holding her back. She swallows. That he fell at school, that it was nothing to worry about. But I don't know. So everything is okay then. She was lying. She raises her gaze to meet yours. Hard to say. She seemed sincere, but it's just that there was an awkward pause before she replied. Your passenger sits in silence for a minute. You can tell she is torn. Of course, maybe she is a little paranoid. Maybe she thinks... I think she hits her kids, when that's actually not the case at all. Her eyes wander outside. She's holding something back. Is there more? She almost seems surprised and relieved. Yes. There's a closet in the bedroom. More of a walk-in closet, actually. She shakes her head. Talking about this is making her uncomfortable. In the closet, there's a cabinet where she keeps her shoes. Over the whole base of the cabinet, there's like a little pillow. And there's even a little latch on the outside to lock the door shut. Like a dog cage. You think they lock up their kid? She doesn't answer right away. You can tell she's struggling to find the words. When she starts speaking again, her voice is lower, more poised. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Going away the hell overboard. You know, babysitting, it's not a very hard job. I feed the kids, put them to bed, and if there aren't any problems, I get to watch Netflix until midnight. She looks at you pointedly. I mean, it's kind of like your job, right? Nothing exciting ever happens. She sinks back into the seat. Sorry, I didn't mean to. You shake your head and in passing notice something odd about her voice. Like an outdated accent. What do you do when it happens? You look at her for a second. I help them, to the best of my ability. Nothing much, a bit of advice, sometimes a little help. Does it happen often? You smile. From time to time, she smiles at you. Sorry, I didn't mean... I've never been in this kind of situation before and... Should I go to the police? Her question surprises you. I don't know if they'll know what... I think I have to. But if I do and I'm wrong, I'm finished. Maybe they'll even sue me for slander or something. True, it could turn out badly for you. But what? Is this really what you want to do with your life? Babysitting? No, definitely not. Then maybe... She cuts you off. The tone in her voice changes. Yes, you're right. Silence fills the cab, and the young woman in the back seat, who has been cold and stoic since the beginning of your conversation, begins to shake. The ride continues in silence. Every once in a while, the young lady opens her mouth, breathes in, but doesn't make a sound. Not a single sound. When you reach... Perfect! That was a great emote. Jesus. When you reach your destination, it's like she is unable to speak. She pays her fare and jumps out of the cab. That was... Well, I shouldn't be worried, I guess. You watch her as she walks into her building. She disappears into the lobby. You let out a sigh. My god. Hey, I got a clue. That's something, I guess. What happens if for the last for the last drive I do not have something in my tank anymore? That would be super funny. Montreal. Montreal. Whatever. A young woman who gets in your cab is exhausted. Her voice is thick, her eyes half closed, her movements jerky. Her name tag is still pinned to her jacket. She gets her address wrong twice and makes a brief but polite apology. You start the cab and leave the hospital parking lot. A few minutes later, you clear your throat. Hard night? The young woman doesn't answer. You turn around, your passenger staring outside, shivering. You turn up the heat a little and continue on your way. The streets pass by. It's as if you are alone in the world, not a soul in Paris. In the rearview mirror, the young woman starts twitching slightly, as if already daydreaming. What could she be dreaming about? You are nearing the address she gave. The minute you park, she opens her eyes and jolts awake. I was not sleeping. We're here. It takes her a second or two to realize where she is. Her shift over, the cab. Gosh, sorry, She pays the fare and, despite her fatigue, manages to smile. Sorry. It wasn't very nice of me. Like I said, no problem. No, you just nod, and now she nods. If you say so. She blinks hard and is getting ready to leave the cab when she suddenly whispers. It feels like I'm already dead. A pause. On the radio, an Algerian song plays. She stays put for a minute without speaking. The cab door has opened, but just a crack. You didn't even hear the familiar click of the mechanism. The cold night air is seeping into the cab. Her eyes are riveted to her knees. I killed a patient tonight. By accident. She gets out all at once and says good night. Your eyes follow her as she enters the building. You sit there for another minute until the light of the lobby automatically switches off. Okay, yeah, that was short and precise. Driver, sir, the 16th arrondissement, please. A passenger who has entered the cab makes you feel immediately uncomfortable. Hard to say why exactly. Perhaps the smooth plastic set of his features. Or his odd appearance, a mad assortment of mismatched clothes. Good evening. Good day. His shrill intonations are offensive to your ear. Tell me, good fellow and driver, would you be so kind as to take me to Rue Perrichon, number 96? As he speaks, you can almost hear the deeper accents of what seems like a second voice. Sure. You nod slowly and start the car, casting an anxious look in the rearview mirror every so often. Sorry to bother you and disturb you, but I was wondering if you'd be willing to answer a few short questions and queries. Thanks for opening up to me and being open-minded too. Good day, good evening. Do you think that building roller coasters is a normal thing to do? The question sends you for a loop. It wasn't at all what you were expecting. What? Apologies, sorry. Perhaps my query and question aren't clear. Let me try again. No, it's fine. I understood the question. It's just that... Why do you ask? My question mustn't bother and disturb you, otherwise it won't work. Let's say we try another question, if that's agreeable to you. Of course. What's with this guy? Who is he? Good day, good evening. Why have you yet to colonize the satellite you call the moon? He pauses momentarily and you try to connect the dots. Not you personally, of course, but you as a species. And you? I'm just like you, no more, no less, a human being. He stops, weighing his words carefully before going on. I cried and wept, just like you did, when Ross and Rachel got married. Are you convinced that I'm one of yours yet? No. Your customer leans in closer. You get a whiff of a strange scent, like a mix of turpentine and peas. Let's just forget it, okay? You're not in agreement. You definitely want to forget it. But one last query first, and then I'll leave you alone. One last question is fine by you. Good day, good evening. Why is your own individual freedom more important to you than that of your species and community as a whole? You examine your passenger closely. You're reluctant to speak. I mean, I really like the shadow. As if he were speaking through you. As if you were hypnotized. You do understand my question and query, you simply don't want to answer. You cast a glance in the rearview mirror. The thought of discussing your failed civilization frightens and alarms you. Did he say civilization? What exactly are you getting at? Suddenly you're unable to speak as if the words were trapped inside your throat. Your passenger on the seat behind you gives a dry smile, as if he knew exactly what was going on. Thanks. He stops short. He doesn't actually pronounce your name, but you seem to hear what he's thinking. Sorry, I forgot. You didn't want that information and knowledge to get out. You absently pull up to the address he had given you. Your passenger hands you the fare and then some. Meeting you and making your acquaintance was a memorable experience. Adieu. He exits the cab. You're still paralyzed, but you don't panic. Your body seems to know what's best. You can sense your muscles relax. A minute later, you let go of the steering wheel. The paralysis is ended. You take a look out the side door window. A quiet Parisian neighborhood, utterly uneventful. Not as swanky as the rest of the 16th arrondissement. Your customer has vanished into thin air. You sit there a moment longer before making up your mind to leave. The sooner you pick up a new passenger, the sooner you'll forget that guy. Christophe Valéry, you found out his secret. Well, I mean, maybe. You have met Miriam. I have met Miriam? You don't remember Miriam at all. What? Miriam tells you the story about a little boy who was beaten. And she decides not to say anything. What? The fuck? Game. What is going on with you? The first one, never met them. This one, absolutely everything wrong. What the fuck, game? I don't think I want to get to know the other customers. At least we have gotten a crack at that now. Your neighbor flushes the toilet. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see the pipe shake. You glance at your bed, get to work. Victim 4. There was a fourth victim. Wealthy widow. Hid in your taxi. Sure. Okay, so like since we have to make up our mind at some point, I don't get it. He watches you. Okay, so it is Jonas Pearson, and he is working together with the Moonflesh cult, right? Hunting young people. And she's under 180. I don't know. I don't know what you want of me, game. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You lie down on the open sofa bed. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. You open one eye. You slept badly. Sometimes you are so tired you can't even seem to get any rest. You'd like to understand how that's even possible. You get up quickly, and a few minutes later you are outside of your studio. Night 6. What, is this the last night? And again, we do not get any of our suspects. Why is this game like that? On the first night, I get all of the suspects. I get to talk with them once. And then never again. The next passenger slides into the cab and slams the door rather violently. She gives you her address. You start driving. You give her a quick once-over. No suitcase, no purse, no pile of papers or tickets, no wedding band, and a look of defeat on her face. She dropped someone off at the airport. Not her kid, not her husband, not a colleague or client. Who? Should I or shouldn't I? You raise your head. Excuse me? Your passenger jumps. Did I say that out loud? Her face turns crimson. I'm sorry, She shakes her head, apologizes profusely, and stumbles over her words. It's a bit hard to understand what's going on with me right now. You sense she needs to talk about it. More like she must talk about it. Her voice is warm and deep and has a stunning accent. The West Indies? I'm in shock. No, not the West Indies, yeah. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. On the contrary, I'm in love. What is that? Silence. She's from an island, but you can't tell which one. Out of the blue, just like that, whereas I'm usually... She shakes her head. I'm usually the one people fall in love with. I'm demanding, complicated. I always have someone on my mind, but it's never the right person. But this time it was reciprocal. She flashes an incredible smile. She's American, lives in Seattle. She's a journalist like me. She was here covering a terrorist trial. Our eyes kept crossing. We spent 4 days side by side. Just enough time for the trial to come to an end, and for us to wrap up and spend an evening wandering along the banks of the Seine. Her eyes get a bit misty. It was really cold out, but we didn't even notice. Her smile suddenly vanishes, and I just dropped her off at the airport. There you have it. She pauses. It was short, intense. We'll probably never see each other again. Maybe it's better this way. A vacation romance. You chose romance, exactly, in the dead of winter, but that's the idea. Just a fling. She shifts her body slightly and seems to forget you. She's lost in thought. You can see her lips move, tremble, form words that doesn't say it out loud. Then suddenly you hear a whisper. Go with her. An odd look takes over her face. Yes, take the plane, follow her, find her, but... She giggles. What would I tell work? I can't just... She doesn't bother finishing her sentence. Even she doesn't believe the lie she's telling. Yes, I have time to make up comp time. At least my editor can do. She pauses. Yes. I mean, why not? She's just a layover. She's got a layover in London. Has to spend most of the day there. I got to the ticket counter and she stops. No, tickets will cost me a fortune. She sighs. I know, I already looked. The next flight is at 6. Her eyes wander. A fortune. None of that was really intended for your ears, but you feel like answering all the same. They'll make a pretty penny off those tickets. She almost jumps. The love of my life? She leans towards you, wrinkles her forehead and smiles a genuine smile. Just what kind of cab driver are you? I think we often make bad choices for the wrong reasons. Bad choices for the wrong reasons. That's deep. Let me think about that. Also, why is she going bald? Her gaze wanders outside, to the road, Parisian suburbia, the yellow street lamps. Do I really need this money? It's money I've saved up to go visit family, but when I'm there, I feel out of place. It's like I'm suffocating. All the more reason. All the more reason indeed. All the more reason. She smiles. Seattle. She looks at you straight in the eye. I've got to go. I have to go, don't I? Very well. Then turn around, please. As soon as you can, you turn around and start heading back to the airport. And then I'm running out of gas. The road is empty, wide open. The last planes have already left and the first ones won't take off for a few more hours. Your passenger watches the road go by. I feel good. For the first time in months, like a weight has been lifted. That's love for you. Her grin gives color to her words. You say that like it's obvious, like it's a natural state. But a lot of people are scared. They are in pain. They are suffering. She stares at you, a little smile on her lips. And you? How are you? Her question throws you off guard, she can tell. It's complicated. The tone of your voice casts a chill over the cab. Okay, I didn't mean to. She shakes her head. We don't have to talk about it. Your passenger is a journalist. Maybe she could help you. Give you some information. Yeah, you need my help. You explain the situation, the attack, the hospital. Of course you leave out Bouzy. You don't talk about the wall at your place, the nightmares, your anxiety. I'm doing my own investigation. Her face lights up each time she learns something new. I didn't cover this story, but she slips into thoughtful silence as you park in a drop-off spot at the airport. I know someone. She gazes deeply into your eyes. The first plane in London doesn't leave until 6 a.m. I'll have time to call my contact. He'll tell you what he knows about the Angel of Death. She huffs. The name is so freaky. And now all I have left to do is empty my bank account and wait for my plane. Time to go. She pays and gets out of the cab. You wave at her a bit nonchalantly and she does the same. You watch her as she disappears into the terminal. I actually thought this opens up a new investigation site. I was actually excited for a moment. Can you believe that? Well, since I'm not seeing anyone interesting me, we might as well just... The fluorescent light irritates your eye, and the smell of pee is wafting from the space in between the pumps. It's self-service here, you pay directly at the pump. The mini-mart over there, it must sell newspapers. The person behind the counter must see and hear things. Might be worth asking a couple questions. The place is as shady as ever. You are carefully getting out of your cab. The clerk behind the counter is undoubtedly the most ordinary person you have ever seen. Hi. You win $10? Oh, look at that. I actually used to decide for a while. The cashier, clearly annoyed, tries smiling at you. You're a really lucky guy, huh? You can't help but laugh. A sarcastic, painful laugh. Right, lucky. That's it. The cashier doesn't seem to get it. He chooses to ignore your remark. Say, a guy like you, someone who spends most nights here, you must know something about the killer, right? He raises his head, seems almost happy you brought it up. Yay, new clue. Good night, I guess. Okay. Anyone interesting? Anyone interesting? Nope. Well, then I'm just gonna read the newspaper, I guess. You pull a newspaper out of your glove compartment and start leafing through it. Eventually something grabs your eye. According to this very angry article, Jules Lima, the Angel of Death's second victim, was an eco-terrorist, fighting at all costs to prevent people from eating meat and using their cars. You smile as you finish the text, even though the term eco-terrorist is a bit extreme. You could explain a few things. We literally already had that. You stop reading and go a few pages. You saw something. It's rather positive critique of a bar called Soloids. You make a note of the information with interest. Yep. I'm gonna read the whole thing. As soon as you get it, you stop. Your instinct tells you to look at. It's a short article mentioning the strike led a handful of employees of Confiserie du Marais, a luxury candy brand. The employees demand better wages. The owners, a group of Diamond, are threatening to relocate the factories abroad. You shut the paper, it will end up in the trash tonight. If you remember, it's there. Otherwise, it will spend the rest of its days in your compartment. Oh, okay. Well. Again, there's nobody interesting here, so... Your finger is poised in front of the car radio. You're trying to find something to listen to. You happen upon the nighttime news. The anchor is talking about the death of a major French composer of film scores. He lists the films a composer worked on, and you are surprised to discover you recognize most of them. You'd never have thought a French guy could have worked on so many American movies. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off, so the cab is silent again. Great. This one looks like a little bit like Bousse, so I'm gonna pick her up. You disappointed me last time. Yeah, the game really jumbles up shit. You're driving along with a strange burnt smell suddenly fills the cab. You look around, sniff. Is it coming from outside? As soon as you see a free spot, you pull over and park. You freeze. Something. Or someone is in your taxi. A woman's voice resonates around the cab. I can't. I need a better signal, Janet. Oh. I'm here. I'm here. You turn around slowly. A young woman has appeared behind you. Don't shout. I'm afraid I'll lose the connection. I don't have much time. There's something strange about her face, as if she is in several different places at once. Listen to me carefully. I come from the future, and you must know that you met... She stops moving like a computer glitch. She stays this way, still frozen. Then suddenly starts moving again. Her reporting has to reveal the existence of underground laboratories. Okay. She absolutely must go to Syria. Yes. It's essential in delaying the creation of the virus. Other teams are currently... She suddenly realizes that she has just appeared in your taxi. Fuck, we can't seem to stay on target with the timeline we determined. She leans towards you. I have another name on my list. Pauline. Pauline Horay. You have never heard of her. Didn't we just literally have her in our taxi? Wasn't that the one that we had letting just go to Seattle for her love and stop being a journalist? I don't have much time on her from this time period, but she was supposed to go meet her her future wife in Canada. In Canada? Pauline is a... Her eyes tear up. She's central to our plan. What's so special about her? She becomes one of the most influential figures of our time. Her talk show and other programs, her books, have the power, her voice fades, to rock the world. Her voice starts to break up. There's a problem. Shit, our connection is falling apart. An unbearable whistling noise starts coming from the radio. When you turn around, the young woman has vanished. Shit, what the hell was that? The burnt smell slowly fades and you start driving again. I mean, I like how the music actually tones down, but that sounds a little bit stupid. I would really like it if, like, on the last ride you're running out of gas. That would be so funny, but they have never coded it in. Montreal, please. You immediately recognize the passenger who has climbed into the cab. A few nights earlier, she told you she accidentally killed a patient. So you get that right this time, game. Good. You can tell by the look of her eye that she recognizes you too. Hi. You nod good evening. She gives you her address. You start the cab. She doesn't seem as tired tonight. She's more observant, more upset perhaps too. Every now and then she looks at you out of the corner of her eye. Thanks, I'm fine. It was sweltering hot my entire shift. The heating system is all messed up. We were all sweating bullets. Had to leave the window open. The patients complained. She lets out a long sigh. I know it's not their fault. They are patients. They are sick. A pause, and then through clenched teeth. If they would only stop talking, taking me for a nurse. You're a doctor? You see her tense up. Yes, I am. A doctor. I'm a doctor. And I know very well why they think I'm a nurse. She holds up a finger. In the first place, I'm black. She holds up a second finger. Second, I'm a woman. Her mouth sets into a hard smile. At least they don't take me for a cleaning woman that often. You can sense her anger building up. I really have nothing to complain about. The nurses are already giving such a hard time as is. She sighs. She is trying to calm down. And I can understand them, some of the patients. They are afraid, they are sick, they are far from home. She closes her eyes. She has reached boiling point. She gives vent to her anger, bitter, black and cold. But come on. A little fucking respect. That's all I'm asking for. I just want them to wait a few seconds before jumping to conclusions. She catches her breath. Sorry about that. Sorry. A pause. Calm down. Sorry, I needed to. This is a cab, not a boxing ring. She shoots you a black look that decides not to answer. You can tell she has been in situations like this before. The young woman shuts down. The occasional glances in the rearview mirror tells you your passenger is still furious. Perhaps even more so than before. You pull up to the young woman's building and she promptly pays the fare without so much as a look. She gets out of the cab and walks over the building, watching you out of the corner of her eye. You wait until she's safely inside the building and start the car. Nice. Respect. That is why you became a doctor, so that they can respect you? Shut the fuck up, bitch. Okay, yeah. All of this is really boring. You're the most blandest person ever. I'm guessing I'm gonna take those two. Or maybe him. Nah, I like those two. My boyfriend and I... Sorry, by the way, I have a boyfriend. I headed to Vincennes. A couple gets in your taxi. If you add it up, a total age cannot be more than 40. They glance at each other nervously and occasionally grab hands affectionately. He speaks first. Despite being built like a tank... Yeah, he is definitely built like a Russian tank. From before World War I. His voice is soft and a bit hesitant. Oh, Vincent, please. You detect a sudden accent, yeah. The couple is whispering in the back seat. Their words are sometimes covered by the sound of the radio. The street noise, the motor. Idiot, the castle. You think we're going to sleep there? Yeah, but I don't know where else to fuck. You smile. Passengers always think you can't hear them when they whisper in the back of the cab. No big deal. The hotel is right next door anyway. Actually though, you can hear everything. The hotel of yours? I'm just not feeling it. Why? No, I'm just not, that's all. On their website it looks old, with tiny beds. We can get a double bed. We can also fuck on the floor or in the hallway. I'm just not feeling it. A moment in silence. What should we do then? We could ask him. Who? The driver. The boy raises his voice. What, are you crazy? Get out of here. They glance at you, hoping you haven't heard anything. You must know some hotels. I'm sure of it. Go ahead, ask. You'll think it's strange. The guy's a taxi driver. I'm sure people ask all the time. Me? Why me? You are the one who doesn't want to wait for my parents to leave us their place. That's not why, it's just that your room is too... Too what? There are posters on the wall and, well, of all of your ex-boyfriends. Like, you have hung all of the cockpits of... Like, all of the dick pics of her ex-boyfriends are all lined up. Like, measured by attractiveness. And, like, only the biggest one. Like, they are just only getting bigger. That's just... No. I did totally just rate them by attractiveness. And it's just... Yeah, and totally by size. Oh, come on. Please. Stop with your excuses. You're just afraid of my old man. Awkward silence. Go on, ask. She rolls her eyes. Fucking loser. She looks at you. Hey, sir. You looking for a place for the night? To fuck? She turns towards her boyfriend, slightly embarrassed. Yeah. My boyfriend and I are looking for a hotel in Vinciennes. Something not too pricey, but clean. With a double bed. No one cares about double bed, Antoine. He doesn't give a shit. Well, I have a few places there. Is it safe? You're not. Yes, I'm a professional, miss. Thank you. The couple has begun whispering in the back seat again. And already undressing. You okay? We should have waited until my parents left. Shit, I'm sorry, it's my fault. I tried to rush things and... Are you kidding? I'm the one who's in a hurry. They look at each other and burst out laughing. You're sexy. Ah, you're an idiot. Seriously though, if you want to wait, we'll see when we get to the room. Yeah. They look deep into each other's eyes. You don't pay them any attention for the remainder of the ride. They continue cooing in the back. They warm the taxi up with their sweet words that float to your ears. You stop the taxi in front of the hotel. It's a small place, discreet building, no frills or fuss. Yet it gives off a warm and welcoming impression. This is it? Looks pretty good. Yeah. I know the owner. She welcomes you with open arms. She loves having young couples fuck in her room. She will have set up cameras, don't worry, it's just for your safety. They remain silent for a moment. I'm up for giving it a try. Let's do this. They get out of the taxi, their movements slow and nervous. It's not clear what they are most scared of. The young lady holds out her fare. Thank you, and sorry for earlier, you know. What, just because you wetted my seat? You wave as the couple walks away. They disappear into the Love Hotel holding hands. You know, I really would have liked it if Pauline actually would have given me her contact. That would have been really nice of her. Yes, Big Tomcat. Last one. Okay, airport. Your next passenger is waiting on the sidewalk with an enormous suitcase next to him. You get out of the cab, pick up the suitcase, which must weigh 45 kilos at the very least, put it in the trunk. 45 kilos suitcase? Are you crazy? He has a body in there. Or parts of one. You get back in with your passenger clothes on your heels. The door slams shut, you turn the key in the ignition and look at your passenger. Charles de Gaulle, right? He nods and you start driving. It's still pretty early, but which one? Like, Charles de Gaulle has two, like, it literally has two different stations, because Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 are so giant. It's still pretty early to be getting on the plane. He must be the type that likes to get there well ahead of time. Japanese? Chinese? You're not sure. They all look the same. You smile. Tourists always have such a magical image of Paris. Which you don't know. There's almost no traffic and you are able to drive at a decent speed. Behind you in the rearview mirror, you can see the tip of the Eiffel Tower appear. Look who is saying goodbye. He narrows his eyes, he doesn't understand. You point to the Eiffel Tower behind you. Eiffel Tower, he smirks. His tone leads you to believe he thinks it's ugly. He keeps staring at you with an annoyed expression. He obviously doesn't understand. His voice is frank, with a dose of exhaustion. Okay, it's Japanese, you're sure now. I see, I see. He imitates the sound of a plane taking off. Okay. You think you may have recognized the name of the airport. Airport! He nods. Yay! He turns away so vehemently you understand he wants to be left in peace. He wants calm and silence. You hear him mumbling to himself. He keeps deep in voice. Okay, yeah, heavy. Well, what a great last passenger, dude. Okay. 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 He takes a short pause to swallow his spit. You like Paris, huh? He ignores you and keeps mumbling. The tone of his voice makes you think he's making a list of all the things he hated. Yeah, that is what Japanese people are really known for. Openly criticizing other countries. He's made that sound before. Third time. Fucking taxi drivers, man. You immediately recognize the word. Versailles? What? Versailles. Ah. He bursts out laughing. He glances at you. You don't understand. You get the impression he He wants you to repeat what he's saying. He nods. He falls back into his seat, his eyes close. He doesn't want to speak to you anymore. You have had passengers who didn't speak any French before, but this one seems furious. Maybe he didn't like Paris. Maybe he prefers Tokyo. You smile. For just a second you imagine yourself as a taxi driver in Tokyo. Businessmen, well-dressed high schoolers, these Japanese mobsters. What are they called again? Ask him! What do you call Japanese mafia again? He doesn't budge, but lets out a groan. Mafia! Groan. He recognized the words. Yes, mafia! A minute goes by, he sits up. Yakuza, that's it! He stares at you. Yakuza, exactly! He starts laughing. Slowly at first, but then quite loudly. He shuts his eye. Yes, I have songs of Yakuza. Awesome, or? Right? Yeah? No? A cool Friday night, you keep driving. You think about the movie you saw during your hospital stay. A black American soldier on the run who starts hanging out with some sort of bum who was a huge jazz fan. It was a singular movie, incredible, it made a real impression on you. The title was... No, you can't remember the title, and how could you possibly describe it to your passenger? Impossible. With a shame, you can't speak his language. What a shame to not understand him, not be able to talk to him about it. Yeah, lost in translation. Maybe later, you'll have time to learn Japanese. It's probably hard, not the same alphabet, not the same letters, but then again, your parents could read Arabic and write in French. So you could too? No, yes, later, you'll have time. And then, here you are at the airport. A heap of ramps and tunnels brings you up to the drop-off zone. You pull to a stop and your client wakes up. He notices the airport, a few taxis, your own fatigue. He starts talking peacefully in a soft voice. I see. Mm-hmm. Yes, certainly. He shakes his head. Okay. He pays his fare with a twinge of shame. You get out of your taxi and help him get his suitcase out of the trunk. It weighs a ton. There's a person in there. Maybe two. He thanks you with a sad look of defeat. He grabs onto your sleeve as you try to get back to your car. Shinanaide. You nod, very slowly. No, thank you! He looks over you very slowly from head to toe. When he starts speaking again, his voice is monotone and completely void of emotion. Something inside you resonates, like you understood what he just said. He lost someone, his wife maybe. He looks upset. I'm sure he's telling me the worst story ever. He shakes his head. He should have come with someone. If only you could understand him. He bows. When he straightens up, his eyes are misty. You don't know why, but it seems normal to reply. You're welcome. He walks away with his huge suitcase. When he is almost at the doors, he stops and turns around. You practically jump. He just said the word Yakuza. Yakuza! He bursts out laughing. He walks into the airport. Sliding glass door closed behind him. You start to realize the airport is waking up all around. A woman who must have been a Viking in another life is pushing a floor waxer across the tiles in an entryway, just below the heating vents. That is a really good description. A fellow driver waves as he's leaving the drop-off zone. Yakuza! A plane, maybe the first one of the day, appears in the sky. It is where Pauline sits in. She is on her way to not Canada and the world will end. You get back to the taxi. For a minute, you rub your freezing hands together to warm them up. Just a few seconds before driving off. You have met Pauline. You chose romance with Pauline. Pauline asked you to turn around and reach over. You asked Pauline to help you with your investigation. And nothing came of it. Absolutely, literally zero, right? You have met Jeanette. Oh, Cho, is that Pauline? Is that the Cho bet? You made Gina angry. Yay. I'm very happy about that. You have met Shinji. Get back in the robot, Shinji. Okay, I have no idea. You take a few minutes to update your board with new clues. Steps in the hallway, they stop in front of your door, then move away. You sigh and get to work. Victim 4 gave part of her fortune to defend animal cause. In financial troubles. Set designer for the opera was hospitalized after her mother's death. Difficult relationship with her dad, also working at the opera. Okay, yeah, sure. Blurry past, weird woman, probably a rich heir or something. Was born in Guadalupe, maybe night owl. Yeah, Pauline has really Victim 2 had garlic in their hand. Wait, what was Victim 2? Client of Belvedere? I don't know. Like, that is all so stupid. The phone rings, you impulsively take a step back. It's the moment of truth, and we have literally nothing. Just absolutely nothing. It's just so fucking stupid. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like if there was somebody in chat, I would ask you. It's like you might just as well do as good as a job as I do, because yeah, none of this actually makes sense. I don't know. Okay. Hello. Hi. Ice cold. So. She heaves a long sigh. There's no background noise. She must not be at the station. Where are you? For a second you think she's going to tell you, but then somewhere, none of your business. The light clinking noise, a sound of a teacup on a coaster maybe. I'm listening, what have you got for me? She clears her throat. Her voice sounds louder, more confident. You glance at the wall. The suspects are all lined up, all the evidence, the whole mess of your desk. Your stomach is in a knot. I don't have to remind you, you cannot get this wrong. I have a meeting in 2 hours with the district attorney and the chief of police. Even the Minister of Interior will be in the corner of the room somewhere. Obviously, I'm thrilled. Oh, but I certainly don't want to put too much pressure on you. You can almost hear the smirk that she must be wearing. You laid the receiver down on the table. Now you have to decide. Like I would be very much up her. She has like all of those, but like, oh yeah, the moon flesh cult planted flowers and trees illegally. Oh. So then she is also a part of them. Maybe. So then he would be the killer, right? Like, I mean, leader of a dark web group. So I'm guessing the Moon Flesh Cult is a dark web group, and he is planting flowers and trees illegally. Something like that. Can I accuse Hervey? I have literally not seen him at all throughout all of this. I did not even have an option to talk with him. He was literally just on there and then got taken out. Just... okay, sure. You pick up the phone and explain your choice to Lieutenant Bussy. Why, how, the evidence, your sources. She listens without saying a word. When you finish talking, she remains silent for a second too long. You sense she's not convinced. Listen, are you sure of what you're saying? Because between what you told me this morning and what you're saying now, something's not right. You sure the suspect you want to pursue? Wait a minute. Fine. We're gonna accuse her. Okay, we'll follow this lead, see where this ends, you'd sigh. Shit, I hope for your sake it's good work. Before you can get another word edgewise, I'll call you tonight, try to get some sleep. She pauses. No way she's going to hang up on such a positive note. No, she's probably going to, it might be her last night of freedom. She snickers and hangs up. You put the phone down. You might as well be standing on ice-cold emptiness of outer space. You decide to go to bed, to sleep, best way to kill time. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You slide onto the open sofa. Bed, the events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. One last time. You open one eye. You had a hard night, restless. You get the impression you aged 5 years in a matter of hours. You get up quickly, and a few minutes later you are outside of your studio. You exit your place. You see Bussy leaning up against your cab. She waves at you to get in. You get in. A metallic taste creeps up in your mouth. You and I had a deal. You nod painfully. The intel you gave me was total crap. Clearly, I should not have trusted you. Their voice suddenly sounds distant and rumbling. You're coming with me to the station and we're going to talk about what will happen next. Like a storm, the tempest that destroys everything in its path. Believe me, the DA is dying to meet you. What will happen next? She'll drag you to the station, blame you for everything. Everyone seems to believe anything she says, all the evidence she has. False. The next day, your face is on the cover of all the newspapers, your name and everyone's lips. You are the killer everyone has been waiting for. You are fucked. Fucked. Okay. I guess. Wait, what night is this? Well, that was an anticlimactic ending because they totally like. But I mean. Annoyed, exasperated. Let it ring. Her voice sounds tired at the end of her rope. Whatever. She heaves a long sigh. There's no background noise. Must not be at the station. I've got a name for you. Perfect. I'm listening. You glance at the wall. I don't have to remind you. Blah blah blah. Somewhere. Okay. At least I can just pick it up again. It was Gilda Burger. Why, how, the evidence? Catching your breath. Okay. I'll buy it. Seems like a solid choice. I can fish around a bit to vet your information. She pauses. You can almost hear her nodding. I'll call you tonight. She pauses. No way she's going to hang up on such a... It might be your last night of freedom. Shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. Just when you're about to fall asleep, you hear a voice in the distance. 2 and 2. You jump without understanding where the voice is coming from. Outside, Paris is waking up. You fall asleep. Okay. Got it. First try. That was literally the one with the least evidence out of all of them against her. She hears Jesus. Yes, great. I mean, at least I ruled her out because she's Korean minority. Those are normally not the killers. Because that would obviously be racist. Right, definitely. And so they can't be the killers. So now totally subverted my expectations. But I just don't know if in a good way. You have barely gotten downstairs when you catch sight of Bousse. She's leaning up against the door of your cab, eyes wide open, forehead creased. Get in. You obey, it's too early to react. She settles into the backseat, flashes a smile. Good news, you're right. Or at least the DA thinks your evidence is sufficient. No emotion in her voice, she's giving you the fact, nothing more. We're going to get this crazy lady tonight. She leans to one side, looks away for a minute. We were so busy looking for connections that we didn't understand they weren't any. But tonight it will be over. So if there are no connections, then what kind of evidence do I have? If there are no connections, and that is everything that I have unearthed, then why? How? God damn it, game. We're getting to leave the place, and you will pick her up. What, as always, you heard me. She pulls some kind of pen out of her pocket. She puts her in the little cubby just above the car stereo. This is a bug. You need a confession, if you feel like it, if you think you can manage. I've seen you and heard you enough to know that you have a trick, a gift for getting people to talk. We think the suspect will try to escape when she realizes something is off. You have already talked to her, she knows you, earn her trust. Don't try to be a hero. Just bring her to the meeting point and hand her over. She sighs. 2 teens walk to the cab and an intense smell of weed fills the cab. Pussy doesn't budge. I know you can do it. If you stick to the plan, nothing can go wrong. She looks you over intently, pinches her lips. She gives you a typical smile, like an owner admiring her dog performing a perfect trick. I'm off. She lays her hand. That is actually very nice because, yeah, she doesn't like to be interrupted and blah, so we keep silent. So now she actually feels like she taught us this. You pick the suspect up, drive her to the meeting point, and you're free. Easy as pie. She gets out of the cab, slams the door, and walks away quickly. Shit. You hit the dashboard. Intense pain spreads through your head. You grab the keys and ignition and turn. The motor comes on. Your night is about to begin. Your last night. Okay. I see. So the gas is actually filling up. Well, then I'm driving to you, I guess. It really doesn't matter. You pull up next to the sidewalk in a calm, nondescript anyway. No sign of your passenger. The cobblestones gleam calmly underneath the street lamps. I like this mostly because we have the bug in there. A cat jumps from one building to another. Two men are fighting in the shadows. You sit up abruptly. Something is shining in the darkness. One of those Japanese sabers just reflected off the street lamp. You put a hand on the door handle, ready to turn. The saber falls to the ground and the sound rings through the alley. One of the two men crumples. The other walks towards the taxi with determination. At the very last minute, just as the door is about to open, you recognize the passenger from before. The one who thinks he's a superhero. We can go. Same address as last time. Okay, we are actually recognizing him. That's great. Not the same text again. He appears to be out of breath, but his voice is calm and poised. You put your foot to the accelerator. Behind you in the rearview mirror, you can see lights in several apartments flick on. Apparently, the fight woke up some of the neighbors. He stops out of breath. Are you hurt? Yeah, I'm okay. He tenses his muscles, his chest inflates. He catches his breath. In the space of a few minutes, his heartbeat is returned to normal. I'm sorry, but another deep breath. I think I shit my pants a little. Hard to say since he has a mask on, but you're pretty sure he's looking you straight in the eyes. But don't worry, there are no marks. I was just so scared. Once he pulled his katana out, man, I was like, that's it. It's over. You had a good life, but now he's going to cut you up like a turkey. But actually I handled it. He pauses, nods. You sense him sitting up straighter. Yeah, I handled it. I handled the hell out of it. But what happened? I'm investigating a sort of organization, like mob types, you know? They are forcing, with Shinji, they are forcing kids to work in his squad. They are sorting through jewelry, wallets. Sometimes they send her out to panhandle. Girls are sent to, I mean, you get the gist, right? But the police aren't doing anything. Do you hear me? First off, the kids aren't French. The organization is tied to the Albanians and this not so nice German guy. They have ties with the extreme right-wing organization with connections to two police captains. Yeah, that sounds about right for our politics. I'm needing longer though than I wanted to. I came to get the photos I want to learn because, yesterday we wanted to stream for an hour. I didn't get that done, so now we have to do a little bit more here. Outside, an ambulance crosses your path. No sirens, no lights. It almost looks like he's like a moving van. And while I was going about my business, the guy jumped me with his katana. Scared me to death. He pauses for a while. His body is radiating heat. Any hotter and he would start to smoke. That's real risky. Yeah, it's dangerous, but that's not what's most important. He clears his throat. What I'm about to say will probably sound pretty weird, okay? Another breath. This one is deep and long, almost moving. Since I've been chasing this organization down, I really feel like I'm doing something useful. Like I can really make a difference. And shit, that makes it all worth it. He pauses. Would it be okay if I just got some shut-eye for the rest of the trip? I think I need to He falls asleep mid-sentence. You crack the window to let some fresh air in. The trip continues in silence, and yeah, to get the stench out of his shitty pants. With you at the wheel and mask here in the back seat. What if you had taken martial arts classes? What if you had known how to defend yourself? Maybe that night, you shake your head. There's no point thinking about it. He or she snuck up on you. Attacked you from behind. We still have to think he or she. You still have about 10 minutes left reaching your situation. Okay, nearly always the same effect on you, one of surprise. You're surprised to be reminded of the town, blah blah. Calm, pointless, unremarkable, boring as hell. As long as you pull up in front of the driveway, you drop your passenger off at last time. He wakes with a start. Already? You grin. Yes, already. I could have slept for about 20 more hours. He glances at your dashboard. I have an essay to turn in 6 hours now. Wish me luck. Good luck. Thank you. He sighs and stretches. I think I've already had this conversation beforehand as well. I don't know why, but I think once the coast is clear, you check the back of your seat to make sure it's clean. It is. No trace of blood. You sigh of relief and drive off. And shit. Yeah, it's just shit. It's not blood. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. Ah, the same as always. The same as always. Yeah, I think I literally went to both of the conversations we had with this guy again. I don't know what the game is fucking up with, but also 666 kilometers. Yeah, I have to get to Bastille. It's an emergency. You park a few meters away from the next passenger. Your heart starts beating wildly. You glance at the bug hidden next to the gear shift. The back door opens, creaks a little and slams. The young woman smiles at you. Doesn't. Good evening, sir. Her squeaky, high-pitched voice gives you the shivers. You start having doubts. This furious slip-over girl, a killer. Yes, you think she is, and you have to be careful. Having a good evening? Not really. I was just going to bed when I got a call from work. Her delicate features grow dark for a brief instant. Okay. To the opera, right? She freezes. How did you know that? You literally told me. I think I got the information from dispatch. Hold on, let me handle this. She wasn't speaking to you. Her expression is harsh. Yeah, maybe. I did give my destination when I ordered the taxi. No, you literally told me the first time. I'm pretty sure. We have to check the vaults, but I'm pretty sure she literally told me that she works at the opera. I'm pretty sure. A moment of silence. You start to wonder if she can hear your heart pounding. Well then, Gania Opera House it is. Very well. By the way, I'm doing this because I want to see if I can fuck up. I want to see if I can get killed. You feel a strange tingling sensation on the back of your neck. You glance in the rearview mirror. Your passenger is staring intensely at you. When she starts speaking, her voice is filled with resentment. She looks outside. Her voice suddenly becomes more syrupy. I almost never see Paris this late at night. We prefer to work during the day. Although for the scenery crew it makes no difference whether it's day or night out. But there's a sense. She pauses briefly. She's listening to the voice. Yes. She smiles, more smirky really, mechanical, fake. Your hands tighten around the steering wheel. Maybe that's the trick. Keep her talking for as long as possible. She doesn't realize you are not going to Bastille. We can sense when the sun is set, when something is not quite right. She turns away, suddenly very distant, maybe even relieved to not be speaking to you anymore. What? She suddenly moves in an odd jerking manner. Her eyes bore into you. You discovered the Angel of Death's identity. Poussé. What? You feel your breath catch in your throat. She watches you. Who are you? Who is Poussé? Something in the air shifts in the moment right before a knife appears in her hand. You have spent enough time investigating her to know it's the murder weapon. It's a fillet knife. But obviously that didn't point to the literal fillet chef. The scar on your thigh begins to burn. You calculate the rest of the trip. You're halfway there. If you manage to buy yourself some more time and keep her talking, you must just make it out alive. Perhaps. Answer me, who is Poussé? What are you talking about? Jesus told me Poussé is listening in on us. Who is Poussé? Who is Poussé? You're shaking. I don't know what you're talking about. Now why are you lying to me? Her pupils dilate. She freezes. You just brought another precious second. Why? Jesus knows everything. He knows you're lying. Her voice grows deeper, darker, more muffled. There's no reason to be scared, you know. If I kill you, it will be painless. Jesus. Ah, now she is smiling. That is creepier. Jesus tells me where to strike and who to strike. No one ever suffers. He promised me. The scar on your thigh says differently. Wait. She lifts her head and listens to her imaginary friend. You calculate the remaining trip time. You should be able to hold on for a few more minutes. Do they know about Jesus? No. She sighs and says in a whisper, they can't find out. They think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. Do you understand? You nod. Ouch. Wait, ouch? She leans forward abruptly. Her voice changes again, becomes harsher. She starts talking to Jesus. Stop shouting, I can't even hear what I'm saying. Give me 1 second. No, I don't want to listen to you. She turns to you and her words pour out of her. Sometimes he asks me to do things I don't really get. At first I found it weird that Jesus hates people so much. Then I found out just how horrible people really are. Yeah, I get it, music. God damn it. Monsters. You're almost there, a minute or so. So I followed the orders he gave me. He told me exactly what to do, step by step. He told me to get the key out of the mailbox. There was a key in the mailbox. He told me where to hide in the shadows, which door hadn't been properly closed. He told me which tendon on your ankle to cut so they couldn't run away, where to slice so the blood could run and not splatter. You are fucked, you'll never get there. Her voice resonates in your ears. He even told me what I needed to leave behind so the police would never find me. Cigarettes, hair. Every night I felt peaceful, incredible. What a wonderful feeling. It's so great to feel useful. So she left clues specifically so that everyone else, yeah. Still then, why are we onto her if she did all that? When I went to bed at night, I felt so incredibly peaceful. So of course I agreed to follow him. Jesus, yes, Jesus, I followed Jesus and She freezes. You have brought another second. What? What did you say? Jesus told me that there's still a chance we can get out of this. One last chance. She tightens her grip around the blade, nods her head. You're so close to meeting point. Maybe there's some way you can... You know, I killed someone too. I mean, why not? She looks up shocked. What? Her ear is hurting. She looks away. Jesus is saying slow down. He is saying that's not true. You didn't kill your brother. Why would you lie about that? Why? Why are you... She moves towards you, a sudden movement. Over and over, the blade goes in and out of your back. Icy metal, lukewarm blood, a sudden impression of levity, of the soul escaping. The taxi slows down. The young woman in back starts speaking to you in a low voice. I never understood why people, when they look death in the eye, think they are miraculously going to be okay. The taxi comes to a complete stop. Do you believe in God? You have trouble breathing. Answer me. Go fuck yourself. Her face becomes pinched. Jesus doesn't like. To be frank, it doesn't hurt anymore. Nothing hurts anymore. So she is actually pretty right about that. Okay, so you can fuck up. Interesting. Do I really have to get through this all over again? That is the real punishment. So, I've got a name here. Let me... What about this one? This one makes so much more sense. Why, how, the evidence, your sources. When you finish talking, you sense she's not convinced. Okay. Ah, wait a minute. Okay. Yes, yes, we will follow the lead. Good work. Stuff is happening. Your freedom. You lie down and open the sofa bed. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed. Your body aches and you're in pain. You can tell you need to get more sleep. You glance at the investigation board. You sigh when you think, just a few hours, it will all be over. You'll have your answers. Bussy will have her arrest. Paris will be peaceful again. You shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. A second later, you are asleep. Wait, wasn't that something... Eh? I thought that was the failure message. Wait, what? Wait, what? Huh? Okay, look, this game is ruining itself at the last... this is Baldur's Gate 3 all over again. Can we stop at the third act being just shit? The streets, the passengers, the faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed. You sigh when you think in just a few hours it will be over. Like soy sauce, a tad bitter, very strong. It disappears as quickly as it came. There is a lot of random stuff happening, but whatever. Catch a sight of Busy. She leans against the door of the cab, eyes open, forehead creased. Get in. You obey. It's too early to react. She settles in the back seat, flashes a smile. Good news, you're right. At least the DA thinks the evidence is sufficient, yes. Busy looking, we didn't understand, but tonight it will be over in 1 or 2 hours. Okay. I've seen you and heard you, blah blah. Already talked to her, knows. Don't be a hero. She sighs. 2 teens walking out, Busy doesn't budge. Well, what if there's a problem? If you stick to the plan, there won't be any problems. Easy peasy. Literally just to be contrarian. Okay, now we can take someone else. Good, we are taking him this time. Maybe I'm gonna buy another lottery ticket and we are gonna win it big and then we just go. Tennis. You immediately recognize the next passenger. You never watch television, rarely listen to the radio, you don't read the newspaper, and yet you know François Delaney's face, polemicist, novelist. Oh, not the polemos again. Novelist, columnist, politician too, you think. Your passenger distractedly gives you his address. You start driving. Do you use social networks? You're surprised by the question that just came out of nowhere. After a second you shake your head. No, sorry. Don't be. You're probably one of the last, and I command you for it. Social networks. I feel nothing but contempt for them. It's all just barroom politics. Dive bar politics, that is. A meeting of the Vegetarian Feminist Union. Vegetarian feminist, okay, yeah, sure. Between you and me, it's hell on earth. He sighs. Not to mention that they melt your free time away like snow on a sunny day. I spent the whole day arguing with he rolls his eyes. Anita 69 Paris. Gwyn Chum. Or perhaps it was Velociraptor. He seems worn out, exhausted, out of the count. They are afraid to use their real identities. But when Aurora Dupin wanted to hide her identity, she didn't call herself Aurora _ not at girl _ 04. George Sand. She chose beauty splendor. She moved people, caused a bit of a stir. What could possibly be beautiful or poetic about Gwyn Chum? He pulls out his notebook, but doesn't start writing right away, as if a thought was holding him back. I don't understand this world anymore. I feel like I have checked out. He sighs and starts writing. Social networks are stupid, lazy creatures, writing nonsense to feel loved, contradicting themselves just to draw attention. A sort of reaction to a reaction. Solitude of digital beings in a world where everything moves too fast. A sea of tiny geniuses that can only express themselves through violence. Evil geniuses, fully fledged monsters. He raises his head. A wave of sadness overcomes him. He stops writing, says nothing. They are just so hurtful, that's all. They are like playground bullies, no more, no less. He pauses, recalling something. And their grammar, spelling, use of the French language is deplorable. He snickers, sadly gazing into space. He pauses, for a while, like something is building up inside him. Right when you're about to say something, he delves back into his notebook. The power, a podium, in the hands of mindless idiots. Completely self-centered. One wrong word on a social network, and your life is turned topsy-turvy. He scribbles. Shaken to its core. Let me be clear. If I had anything to say about it, I would outlaw the internet for illiterates and imbeciles. Minimum IQ requirements, a degree maybe. Why should a logger need a degree, but not a blogger? You seem particularly disgusted by the last word. Oh, he seems particularly disgusted by the last word. Color gradually flows back into your passenger's face. His speech speeds up. He lost his temper. Or he loses his temper. Who cares if people say nasty things about me? I'll say it loud and clear. I'm afraid of no one. We must instate digital eugenics. He looks up. You're not far from your destination. He reads over his notes and smiles, abruptly becoming warm again. He turns to you. Some evenings you write, and you don't even realize how important what you're writing is until you have written it. Those ideas must be heard. They must travel. They must nestle up against the little brain cells of all the men and women of the world. The internet must not take over our lives. Life is far too precious, too important to be run by nincompoops. He nods. You have never seen a passenger so proud of himself. What was the argument about? The argument? The one you were having all day. He stares at you. Ah, yes, the argument. I just wanted to buy a bagless vacuum cleaner. So I shared a model. Some thought it was a product placement. He shakes his head, makes a funny little noise with pursed lips. Then someone wrote that I was a clown. His voice gets louder. So I answered, don't get your panties all in a bunch. At least I'm a clown who vacuums. For an hour or two, those little imbeciles kept trying to put words into my mouth in the name of correcting me. That is what they do. Then one woman said I was a misogynist asshole for speaking out against allowing IVF for single women. To top it off, the TV celebrity made a personal death threat, referring to me as, and I quote, a circumcised Nazi. He pauses and stares off into space, which of course upset the Jews and the Koreans. Come to think of it, I have no idea what the Koreans were doing there. You pull over. I didn't even say anything about circumcision. Yeah, some lady did. He pays. Plus, I ended up buying a different vacuum cleaner. He sighs. I'm tired tonight, I feel drained. He opens his eyes wide. Drained, yes. Completely and utterly drained. Have a good evening. Best of luck to you. He climbs out of the car and disappears into the lobby of his building. Just for a second you try to imagine him running a vacuum. As hard as you try, you just can't imagine it. You notice a newspaper in the backseat. Your last passenger must have left it behind. Or the one before. You grab it and put it away. Could come in handy. So let's listen to this obnoxiously loud music again. I guess. Her squeaky high-pitched voice gives you the shivers. You start having doubts. Okay, yeah. Where to? Gandhi Opera, please. Yep. You feel a strange tingling sensation on the back of your neck. A glance in the rear pisser intensely at you. That call in the middle of the night. A problem at the opera. Something so serious everyone on the crew has to come. She looks outside. Her voice suddenly becomes more syrupy. Almost never see Paris this late at night. Okay. At least we are making progress. She smiles. More of a smirk really. Mechanical, fake, her hands tighten around the steering wheel. Maybe that's the trick. Keep her talking, yes. We can sense when the sun is set, when something's not quite right. You have been working there for long? For a few years, yes. My father still works there. We build sets together. That must take a long time. All day, every day. You remember busy with session by yourself time. buy yourself time. In some ways I feel privileged. Ooh, what? No. Something in the air shifts the moment right before a knife appears in her hand. And now it is literally out of nowhere. Answer me, who is Pussy? A policewoman. They know? The blade shines, something about the metal that hypnotizes you. You don't want to feel the pain again. For a second you consider throwing the cap in a dish. But you're not going fast enough, the impact would be minimal, your passenger is too close. Jesus. You're buying time, second by second. Jesus said that I shouldn't be scared, that they would never understand. I was only asked to help pick you up. Why do you insist on lying? Tears are forming in the corners of your eyes. Why? Not really. They made you? You nod your head, shaking a while. Oh no, you didn't mean to put you in such a state. Her voice grows deeper, more darker, more muffled. No reason to be scared. If I kill you, painless. Tells me where, tells me what. You're crazy. Jesus will put you in yeah. And yet I felt pain. Pain? She recoils. You're the guy I saw that night. Jesus killed that actress. Saw? I had to defend myself. I panicked. Jesus was so angry with me. Wait. She lifts her head and listens to her imaginary friend. You calculate the remaining trip time. Do they know about Jesus? I don't know. She sighs and in a whisper, they can't find out. They'll think I'm crazy. You nod. Ouch. Yeah. She leans forward abruptly. Her voice changes again, becomes harsher. She starts talking to Jesus. Stop shouting. Okay, yeah. Sometimes he, sometimes he asks me to do things I don't really get. At first I found it weird and I hate monsters, 3 meters, so I followed the orders he gave me. He told me exactly what to do step by step. He told me to get a key, mailbox, which, again, amazing. But okay, if she's crazy, I guess. You know, usually crazy people don't make for such great killers. Because they're crazy. Like, they have a relatively hard time of actually, putting themselves into, like, other people's thoughts, processes, and, like, taking the world for what it is. Like, that is usually not the strong suit of the crazy people. It felt so great, I was useful. Yeah, just like the other guy. Of course I agreed to follow him. Jesus, yes, I followed Jesus and You have arrested all the killers, base game only. Wait, what do you mean base game only? And with that, we are done. Headlights come on, the harsh lights flood the facade of an old black church. Yeah, so, I mean, great, somehow, but look, we are only a few meters off beforehand, and she just stabs me. Like, yeah, great. Quite frankly, if she kills me, then I hope Bussé is the first one at the scene, because otherwise, they definitely know. They definitely know, right? And I mean, Bussé's bug, like, they are listening in on it, right? Like, she wouldn't just have that for herself, right? So it is really, really her getting fucked when I get killed. Like, she is gonna get fucked sideways. But okay. Your passenger yelps in surprise from the back seat. You hear the knife falls to the floor somewhere between the seats. You brake hard. The back door opens, letting a rush of icy cold air into the cab. You turn around and see a passenger. She is running. Climbing up the steps of the church, you hear her calling for help. Suddenly she trips and falls, flopping awkwardly like a rag doll. It takes a second for you to hear the cop's gunshot, to see the blood and understand she's dead. Why are you shooting? I guess that is police for you. Nicely done, for what it's worth. The sound of Pt8's voice kind of makes you want to grind your teeth. That chick was so far off our radar, we never would have suspected her. And somehow you are the one that were confirming it. You know, I was okay with what a lot of what the game did, but yeah, that last little leg there doesn't make me want to play the rest of what is still left open. That was just all wrong. That was all wrong. At least the game let me fuck up. But yeah. It seems random at first, but there's totally a connection. Like, no bullshit there is. Like, she literally framed people that she didn't know. She did all of that with the knowledge of Jesus. Like, even if she's a crazy person and she actually looked it all up, in no way would she have been the perfect killer. She didn't react to me being hurt. The other one, the first one of my suspects, specifically had it mentioned she did not react to my wound. But her, nothing. She has been in the attack site for several minutes now, but those are her first words. I'm not going to lie, this ended up much better than expected. Much, much better. You keep yourself from looking outside toward the church. Good investigation work. Thanks. The cop tosses a smirk at you. You sound like a real asshole when you talk like that. You bite your lip. Listen, we have your statement. We have your number, we have the recording. I don't think we need you anymore. If you could just lay low for a few days, things will settle a bit. She waves a hand around and seems irritated. There's bound to be some nitwit on the squad who'll blabber about how you helped us. Journalists might want to ask some questions. Not a word to anyone, you hear me? You feel her disapproving gaze on you. She knows you saw a cop take a knife out of your car. She knows you saw the same cop slide the knife into the killer's hand. She knows you saw the forensic team photograph the body after that happened. Not before. Why did you shoot? You know very well she was armed. You're such pigs. Yeah, real pigs. She barely raises her head, but her voice along is enough to scold. Are you really going to get on my ass because we took down a murderer? Oh, come on. Who do you think you are? Gandhi? There's nothing to understand, man. Her voice is getting screechy for a second. Ooh. She would have been judged mentally unfit to sit trial. Put into an institution and never really been punished. Okay. I kind of want to see Pt8 and Fragonaut together though. What about now? When will she be judged? Who the fuck cares? She is dead. We have a confession. We canvassed her apartment, and among the hundreds of Jesus statues and various items stolen from her victims, we found enough proof to close the case. She stops, annoyed, then her face relaxes. I just saved the French Justice Department €500,000. There you have it. You're welcome, Gandhi. Right now, it would be best if you went to hell away, okay? You're not overjoyed not to have to see her face anymore. A second later, Pussy is in the street, walking toward her colleagues with what seems like a skip in her step. Your head hurts like something pounding on your temples, or someone. You start your cab and leave the street. You can see Gilda's body under a blanket. They are still photographing the scene. Flashes steps. The church disappears quickly, as does the street and Paris. Okay. I find it interesting that it is only the fifth one that is in the writing. Huh. Maybe we would have needed a little bit more writing. And that was Nightcall. Roland Ostinat. Okay. German localization Sonja Kroll. What? Team Pets. Okay. Thomas Altenburg. Support and Pizza. Nice. Okay. Nightcall Discord channel. There's a Discord channel? Okay. Interesting. I would not have thought that there's a Discord channel for this game. They must have had an early access, right? The sun is about to come up. It is! You drove all night long, and I streamed all night long, with your window open and the radio turned to a phantom frequency. The electric static kept you awake. You're so tired, and like you have visions of the future, and you're so tired, your chest is tight and your eyes are heavy, but you can't stop. Not now. You're going to run out of gas soon. The light went on about 20 kilometers back. You're somewhere in the Normandy. You pull over onto the shoulder and get out. There's almost no traffic. You step over the guardrail as your eyes adjust colorful break of dawn. The sun will soon rise on the horizon. You get your phone out and dial a number. It doesn't ring, direct to voicemail. A voice asks you to leave a message after the beep. Hey, I wanted to... You catch your breath. When Eddie told me she held onto your phone just to hear the sound of your voice, I thought it was stupid. But now, the sun is slowly rising and its colors flooding the landscape. Bare underbrush, a tiny village lost in fog off to the distance, a hilltop sparkling with dew. The view seems alien to you. We have been here 2 times already, so... Thank you for giving me the opportunity to redeem myself. Thanks. The word disgusts you, but it's too late. Thanks to you, I did something important. I mean, I think. Who knows? Thanks to you, a woman is dead. Good job. Silence, your head is spinning. You haven't spoken to your brother in years. Well, in a manner of speaking. You grin. Later. You hang up, your phone feels heavy in your hand. What should you do now? There's a broken fence in front of you leading to a small footpath in the woods. Behind you is a highway leading to the sea. Heck yeah! You dial her number thinking about your discussion. She picks up almost immediately. Hello? You can hear the commotion of the market in the background. She seems surprised. How are you? Is this a good time? Yes, I'm at the Rungi's market. Well, I'm gonna be frank. I'd like to see you again. You hear her giggle on the other side of the line, or maybe you just imagined it. Noon, my place. You still have the address? Yes. Good, I'll see you then. You're about to hang up when she stops you. Wait. What? Do you like fish? You grin. Yeah. Good. She hangs up. You sigh and retrace your steps. On the other side of the guardrail, you find your overheated cab. The next station can't be much further. You slowly turn the key in the ignition. And that's got to be something for you. Out there. Well, mostly in her. Okay, I guess. I mean, quite frankly, okay, I like that. I don't know why we even got that option in the first place. To wrap it up like that. Awesome, we got our happy ending. I'm always glad when we can end on a fuck. But I don't know. Was it because I went with her and I did not look around for evidence, but actually just stared at her and like had the food? Is it because of that, or was it just because I came up? I would actually really like to know, because I can't really change that anymore. But okay, yeah, that was Nightcall for you. Big Passy decks. Yeah, there's a few locked with her. I mean, we have actually met a lot of them. We have met Knight. Knight was actually good. Things didn't go so well at first with Ludwina, but they ended up okay. I actually don't know, like, what a great description. Geraldine liked you. Good, great. Sunlaser Station, yes, nice. You have met Nadia and Divis. That is all there is to them. Yes, Natalie was your cab driver. That is also all that is. You have met Lola. That great. Milo told you about everything, and everywhere, and everyone. Yeah, Ghost Kid. I don't think Ghost Kid has anything interesting, right? Pauline, what? You chose romance, locked? I guess I could have, maybe I could have had her give it up? I don't know. What is the locked one there? Because I'm only gonna meet Pauline once, right? So, I don't know. If it is locked now, I couldn't have just taken a completely other way with her. Like, I chose romance and then she asked me to turn around. Like, if you lock this away with just making one of two choices, then it doesn't make any sense, right? Or maybe this is just in free mode. I don't know. You have met Jesus Christ. Did I? Also, Gilda, I don't... Why is there two locked options? What? Fragonaut, you lied to Fragonaut. Told you about his female jewelry store. Told you about a crime scene. on the 15th. And when was the first time? There's still a few locked ones in there, Jesus. God damn. Oh, we played we played this first in April. That is right. We played this first in April, and then we played it in July. There you go. Nina Ishiguro. Is Nina actually... Is Nina Ishiguro? What was the other one? Where is he? Where's the other one Japanese guy there? Kuramada. Okay, yeah, also a lot of locked stuff. You found out his secret. I found out his secret. I did fuck all. When was that? Yeah, I literally, like, I found out his secret right now. We never talked to him before, and like even the game itself that constantly tells you, oh, I met, right? Even the game tells me I did not meet that fucker beforehand. Thank you for actually confirming it for me, game, because I thought I was going crazy. Oh yeah, this one, Alp. Literally doesn't have anything. This one, Agnes, yeah, I don't know. And she decides to stay nothing. Why? I don't know. And you told her about your brother, yeah.